Okay, so now we are live. All right, you ready for this, big man?
Yeah, ready.
Yeah. Speaking about the best football team in the world, even though the last couple of seasons, it hasn't felt like that, right?
Mm, it's been a long time. It hasn't felt.
So true, man. It's so true. But
Yeah,
it's crazy, man. Like Florentino right now, he's making some moves which were needed. Some new signings coming in. Rodrygo possibly, could be on his way out. Mastantuono potentially on his way in, depending on Madrid and their negotiations, right? Because also like the Carreras one as well. He should have signed by now, but I think Madrid don't want to pay the release clause. So, which I can kind of understand, man, because like Carreras, yeah, they're asking for $50 million euros. So yeah, I can see why Madrid don't want to pay. I mean, like literally at the beginning of this season, he was maybe 10 million. So that's a big jump, man. For one season, right? For one season. But yeah, so in this talk for today, the first live for Real Madrid reviews, we'll be discussing the transfer season so far, Madrid players coming in and Madrid players leaving. And then we will talk about how the season went, right? So this is actually a talk me and Steph wanted to do a while back, but now it's happening, after everything is sunk in, the rage just kind of dissipated a little bit,
down for this one,
It might come back again though, but yeah. And then we'll talk about the new season with the master tactician in the making, Xabi Alonso, and him going up against the likes of Pep Guardiola, Hansi Flick, Arteta, and Luis Enrique. So yeah, are you ready for this, Steph?
Yeah, ready.
Nice, man. Okay, so yeah, I think let's start with Rodrygo, and yeah, get your take on it, right? So I'm actually not too sure how you feel about it, but I think we've had like a few discussions. You're a big fan of Rodrygo, right? Myself, I'm a big fan of Rodrygo as well. The only thing was that as soon as they signed Mbappe, that's where everything got messed up, man. I was thinking in my head, man, how are we gonna have those three players in the same team? Doesn't make any sense. Someone's got to go, man. Someone's got to go, right?
Yeah.
So they did one season together, and potentially, next season it will be another season together. But there is talk of him going to Arsenal being interested, and Sky Sports just brought out a video about an hour ago saying that Arsenal are making Rodrygo their number one choice to come to the Premier League and to help Arsenal to win the Premier League for since a very long time. So yeah, what do you think, man? Should Rodrygo stay at Madrid? Should he go? Our fans or I think most fans. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't know what what Real Madrid fans want at the moment, but I would think many are inclined on keeping Rodrygo. So yeah, I want to get your take on it.
First of all, if he leaves, 150 minimum.
150. Yeah.
50 minimum. That's the market. If a guy like Florian Ritz, is it Florian Ritz? Yeah.
Yeah.
If it costs like 150, why not Rodrygo? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get you.
At 150 minimum. So
yeah.
I'll go down to like 130.
Yeah.
But not anything below this.
Yeah.
Now, to me, there's no debate. He has to stay. Because first of all, if he leaves, who are we going to replace him by? That's the first question. On top of that, you know what you have, but you don't know what you know what you're losing, but you don't know what you're going to get. And no matter what everybody's saying, these guys has 2 Champions Leagues and 2 La Liga. It's not everybody that can bring you this. He's not the main protagonist. I understand that. But he fits perfectly at Real Madrid. The only thing that didn't work this season, because remember, until January, February, he was our best attacker. If that didn't work out, it's because of the whole system. It's not because of Rodrygo. I only think this season didn't work out because of Ancelotti. And I hear everybody says like, yeah, Real Madrid should have like invest more, especially in the winter, blah blah blah. At the end of the day, who is the manager? Ancelotti. And with the team that he couldn't gel all these players together. That's his fault. At the same time, how can we blame him? We can't blame Ancelotti that much. We can blame him for the tactics, etc. But he's done so much for the club. So we have to pay him respect. But if you think about even before he came back, and I would say since Zidane came back, from like the second spell, what happened is I think we kind of lost this identity with Real Madrid. To me, the way we playing back in the day, we were controlling every game, blah blah blah. But in the counter-attack, we were killing everybody. But from the moment Zidane came back, we were just relying on experienced players. So you can do that when you have experienced players. But this season, you have a lot of injuries, and some of them have left. Nacho left at the back. Cruz left in midfield. And the rest, Alaba, Militao, Carvajal injured. We left with Courtois as experienced players and Lucas Vazquez. So at that, if you're losing all of these players at the same time, you have to rely on a tactic. But because Ancelotti and Zidane in the long terms didn't rely on any tactics but on experienced players, this is how it crumbled. So this is why I said to myself, no. It's not only the club, it's mostly Ancelotti. Because I'm pretty sure the club didn't tell him to play like Lucas Vazquez every single game. We could tell like he was not performing. So that's not his natural position. We understand that. Just take somebody from the Castilla that actually knows how to play this position.
Yeah.
Now, going back to Rodrygo, nothing worked with Ancelotti. I don't understand why from the 4-3-3 we went to a 4-2 with two strikers up front and we're almost for a right back. That doesn't make sense. And at the end of the day, the guy must have been tired of all this situation. He's not at fault. Now, the frustration from the fans, etc., because his performances is up and down, etc. But he was still the best player until January, February. Things happen. That's football. Valverde also went down.
Yeah, because he's playing every game, man. Like, it's ridiculous, bro.
Exactly.
Like, the injury list right now with Madrid is crazy. It's like 10 players already injured right now before the club broke up. 10 players.
Exactly.
Overused.
Ancelotti for that.
Yeah.
Because of his team management. He should have used more of the Castilla players. At the end of the season, we see Valero. Hey, the last game he played, he wasn't bad though.
Yeah.
He wasn't bad.
Is that the game when we shifted like 2 goals when he came on?
Yeah. No. The last game that he played, remember the last couple games of the La Liga.
Man, I didn't watch those games, man.
Okay,
I was done.
We played like him, Jacobo Ramon, and a couple youngsters, etc. They perform.
Yeah.
They're not exceptional, but they perform.
Yeah.
All you need to do is just like use the whole squad and
just trust him, man. Just trust him.
Yeah, as simple as that. You don't have to win. We don't have to win everything. I don't think us as fans we expect to win. It's true that we are very greedy because we win every single time.
Yeah.
You know, I'm French and I support Real Madrid, so that means like 80% of my lifetime I'm just happy. It's a fact, but I also accept the fact that we're not going to win all the time, and it's fine. But at least show me something that I want to watch. You just said now that you didn't want to watch you didn't watch the last games because it was boring, and that to me that's down to Ancelotti. Rodrygo needs to stay. He needs to stay because we have a new manager. It's the way we play for the past, I don't know, 15 years or whatever. Let's say the past 10 years or whatever was mostly like Italian style with Zidane and Ancelotti. Now I think with on Alonso and all the background that he has, it's going to be totally different. So we need to give a chance to this trio again, because
Yeah.
to me, imagine we have like three players on the 30,
Mm.
all of them on the 30. They're young still, they can still progress. All
Yeah.
they need is a tactic. All they need
Yeah.
is a manager to explain them like you need to play a certain way to make the whole team gel. That's all I'm thinking we should do.
Yeah. 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 So like for me with the Rodrygo, I think I'm more inclined that they cash in on him because
Mhm.
I do think on the market they can find somebody who at the moment would fit in more fluidly in that team, right? So hypothetically, let's say Rodrigo is sold, whether it's going to be one of these kids like stepping up like Arda Güler, but most likely like Arda Güler, I don't really see him like playing on the wing, right? More like central position.
Mhm.
And then you have Mastantuono.
Mhm.
Maybe, yeah, he's going to take time to develop. We don't know what type of player he is. We don't know what we're getting, but he's got talents, right, to kind of fit into that position. Like, because the way I see it is like, if we look at the players in the past that we've had, right, who would fit in, if we get those profiles in this team right now, how they've been playing this season and last season and whatnot, who would fit nicely. For example, like a Marco Asensio, right, would fit nicely. You have, Vinny and Mbappe there. Then Marco Asensio on that right wing, cutting in, feeding these two stars, right? Or you have Di Maria, workhorse, right, running up and down the pitch, doing whatever the manager needs him to do.
Mhm.
Another type of like Valverde player, right? And then you have him like with his crossing and his vision, feeding Mbappe and Vinny the ball, right? So that's what I feel that Rodrygo, as soon as, for me, for example, even before Mbappe came in and then Benzema left,
Mhm.
I was hoping that Rodrygo would kind of fill in some of the stuff that Benzema was doing, right? Because out of Vinny and Rodrygo, Rodrygo is more technical, he's more clinical, better in close control positions, so he can do that kind of play, right? But I feel like he's not using that side, which I think he has, right? And he can perform a lot more
Mhm.
because if he was playing that more of like a feeder, a connector, a conductor, I think that will work nicely. Because if you have, let's look at Liverpool back in the past, right? You have Mane on the left, you have Salah on the right, you had Firmino in that position, right? That's the kind of position that I think Rodrygo would have actually fitted nicely into, and still actually might be able to fit in nicely to now, right? In that position, because now the way he's playing, like this season, I think it needs to shift. It needs to shift because just because Mbappe is there, because now we literally had, dude, every single time, man, every single time, Vinny gets the ball, head down, they're running forward, and I'm like, dude, like you have runners ahead of you. People have already passed you. Like it's like Vinny gets the ball and he's charging up. Okay, kicks
Yeah.
the ball forward. Mbappe, in fairness, Mbappe, okay, this first half of the season, Mbappe, terrible. Second half of the season, boom. Okay, he learned what he needs to do. Like he was actually playing like a striker, right? He was actually playing like a striker. It's like okay, he's up there. He's battling a little bit with the back and everything. And there was points when he was dropping back too much. And the
Mm.
thing is that when Mbappe drops back, I don't think he's effective, man. He's not like Dembele. He's not like Benzema. He drops back, he gets the ball in the center of the pitch, and I'm like, yeah, what are you gonna do with it? You don't have the vision,
Yeah.
So and the way like that Vinny and Mbappe they dribble, like it takes time. It's too slow. They can be fast, but
Yeah.
it's also slow at the same time. Like the team is already back in their defense, and now it's gonna be harder, right? So we just needed like somebody. Man, I even have this in my image, man. Like literally, I think one of the best attacking kind of like combinations, like back in the days, was Benzema, uh, Vini, and Mendy, because they were so close to each other and they knew how to attack with each other. And this was just down to Benzema. He knew where to be. He was telling Vini, run there, do this, do that.
His IQ, his football IQ was totally different than every single player. So that
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
doesn't count when you have Vinny in the
Yeah,
attack. He's like he's totally my day.
yeah,
Anyway,
yeah. So that's what we were missing this season. And for me, yeah, I know Ancelotti and everything, and yeah, us basically having no tactics, like whatsoever, man. Had no tactics. I mean, it was a joke, man. I'm like, okay, we have a big defeat. Okay, what's going to change? Nothing changes. Bellingham is still 4-4-2. Bellingham is on the wide left midfield. Why? like, what's he doing there? Vinny and Mbappe are not defending; they're just walking. Like why? Like, what is this, man? You know?
I'm going to say to you something about Bellingham, and I think like a lot of people dismiss this information, but most of the time this season, you've seen Bellingham running everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
Yeah.
And also being way too high in the pitch. And this has been very dysfunctional in terms of like the stability of the team. He needs to understand that he's a midfielder. And nobody says that he cannot go as a box to box. I think like the gap that we are missing in the midfield, he can do that. At Dortmund, he was doing it. But when he came to Madrid, all of a sudden he started scoring goals. So it's hard for anybody to say to him the following season, hey, you have to go down a little bit deeper.
No, nobody did. I don't think anyone did.
Nobody did. Nobody told him. And that's why I like the conference from Xabi Alonso, because he said he's a midfielder. And from then, it's going to like solve a lot of problems. If we have Bellingham as a midfielder, but as a free midfielder, not as an attacking midfielder, it will change anything. That's when I believe we can still play as a 4-3-3. We can still try this season. Obviously, Xabi Alonso has different shapes with his team, with his formations. He can go in a free at the back or whatever. I'm not a fan of it because it gives too much liberty to Trent. So that means like he doesn't have to defend. Hey, no. Go and defend, my friend. Like, don't worry. He's still a defender. So we should still play it 4 at the back. But Bellingham needs to stay in midfield. And when we get the ball, allow him to go forward. But when we off the ball, stay in midfield. He also needs a deeper center mid than a number 4 position, the Makelele role or whatever. One that understands how to play this position so he can allow him to be free with that. And I believe Tchouaméni cannot do this job. We've seen it. We gave him 3 seasons. I think like out of all the big names that should leave, I think that should be him.
Yeah, I don't think it's not gonna happen this season though.
It's not gonna happen because he redeemed himself at the end of the seasons. But realistically, when you take the 3 seasons, there's no he's performed.
To be honest, like I think he could stay there for a long time because one, with Madrid's issues at the back, and he can fill the role, right? So if it's central midfield, if he's a center back, he can be that kind of like utility player for Madrid, right? So I think Madrid will probably use him for. He can stay there for a while, man. Until like we finally have like a fit team, everything's functional, and everyone knows who the starting 11 is and like how the team works and all that kind of stuff. So I think he can be there, even though, I think possibly, man. I think I agree with you that he should go, but. So like now, like with this formation, like even with everything that went on with Ancelotti, I still expect like the players to have some sort of like take some responsibility, right? So yes, Rodrygo is quite young. The whole team is quite young, right? But they're also professionals, man. They've also been at this for like a long time, right? Like who at 24, like Rodrygo and Vinny, have like 2 Champions League and La Ligas and everything, right? So these are top players. So for Rodrygo not to be like, okay, man, things are not working. I need to change my game up a little bit, right? And even talking about this, man, I can see how like for myself, like how I have quite singled out now, like Rodrygo, because at the beginning of the season, I was like, okay, I didn't want Mbappe here, but he's here. Fine, whatever. He's not going to go anywhere. Like he's not going to. He's going to retire at Real Madrid. He's not going anywhere. So then I was like, my main concern was like, I don't want Vinny to go. I don't want Vinny to go because Vinny's my favorite player, and Vinny has helped us win so many things at this club, right? And I think at the beginning of the season, a lot of fans were on Vinny's side. But I think now, towards the end of the season, like a lot of fans are now going against Vinny because one, poor performance. Terrible performance is worst in a Real Madrid t-shirt. Two, man, I'm tired of Vinny giving out to referees. He gets tackled. It's not a foul, and he starts complaining. I'm like, dude, just play a game of football, man. Play a game of football. I like you better when you just play. You keep on trying. You keep on. You make those opportunities for people, and you pump up the crowd. Like that's the Vinny. Like I remember, man. If Benzema and Kroos and all these people were there, man, he wouldn't be doing this silly stuff. So so that's. But now with the season that Vinny has had, I think more fans are actually maybe more inclined for Vinny to go and Rodrygo to stay. But I'm on the other side because even now with this poor season, like Vinny's been bad. Like yeah, Rodrygo's been bad, but Vinny's been worse, man. Vinny's been really bad. But even in a bad season, man, he has 39 goal contributions. 39 goal contribution all season. And if you just think of how bad he has performed like this season, but he still has 39 goal contributions, right? That is mad. And Vinny, season in, season out, will get you 20 goals and 20 assists, right? So that's hard to replace. That's hard to replace, right? So that's where I'm thinking, for example, if we're playing like I'm thinking now, of course, in our 4-3-3, because man, I don't know about this three at the back, man. Like I haven't seen Madrid playing it in my lifetime. I don't really see any top European teams winning with that formation. You know, I don't see a Champions League winning team playing three at the back. So yeah,
I don't get the hype. You know, I do understand it when you have like your fullbacks having like, okay, Trent, I get it, but on the left side, I don't get it. Like, what, are we gonna have like Mendy there?
Well, I guess we'll go center back. Yeah, center back.
That doesn't make sense.
Like for me, okay, if we're gonna play three at the back, like this is another separate thing with Trent and Trent coming in. Yeah, we agree on this that he's not the best right back, but hey, he was an opportunity, and man, Madrid these last few years they spot opportunities and they take him. So same with the Mbappe thing. It was an opportunity they took it, right? But like I remember some of the really good games that we had before Benzema left around that time, winning that last Champions League, was Valverde actually as a right wing, you know? Because now with this thing of Valverde, you know, having to fill in central midfield, right back, right wing, I'm tired, man. He is a box-to-box midfielder, and he is the best box-to-box midfielder, man.
I don't get it.
I'm like he's the best. He's one of the best ball carriers there is. Like to break lines, to beat people and bomb forward. He's the best.
Yeah.
But now he has to stay back and fill out for like the defense. Why? Why, man?
That's why I said, like, why do we have to play like three at the back? So that means like him and another player. So they were saying actually Jude would just stay in front of the defense. Like that doesn't make sense. We're not going to do that. Like, how would you like bribe our two best midfielders and tell them to stay in front of the? No, scrap that.
But then now, like, okay, now for me, I want to see Valverde in midfield. And I think that's where he's going to play, right? If he's not going to play in midfield, right wing, or for example, in this three at the back, he will be perfect for that right wing back. He will be literally perfect because he can go forward, he can go back, he can do what he needs to do. And him and Trent literally have the same ability when it comes to crossing that ball. You know, maybe Trent in terms of vision has more vision, but Valverde in terms of like, the strike on the ball, the pace, the accuracy, and then now also goal threats, you know, like is next level. So they kind of have on that right side. I think those two linking up in whatever formation they'll play is going to be dangerous because, for example, Valverde, I guess we'll have to fill in for Trent's defensive shortcomings, you know. So So yeah, so for me, like that right wing position, I feel we can get a player who is, yeah, let's say more natural in that position, and who actually, in terms of vision and connecting and linking up like playmaker, will be better suited. For example, like players, not these players, but the profile, right? Like Marco Asensio, Di Maria, or if we look at the current market now, yeah, they wouldn't come to Madrid. And I'm not saying for these players, but Lamau, right? Like Lamau, like this was the first season I saw him play. I was like, okay, let me see what the hype is about this kid. You know, like, okay, I saw him and I was like, yo, that is the game intelligence, the IQ that, I'm sorry, man, but that our players right now are not displaying. They don't have that. You know, I'm like, for him to get the ball and then for him to know, okay, here I can where's the pass, right? Okay, there's the pass. Okay, here I can dribble, right? So he has so many options when he gets in the ball. And then now defenders are so scared of this kid. They're making it even easier for him, man.
Yeah, it's true.
So like imagine if we had a player like Lamau, like Saka, you know, or yeah, let's say for example, who's another good example? Left-footed player, playmaker. Yeah, those are kind of like the profiles I'm thinking about, because they control the game. We need somebody who can control the game. For all the talent that we have, nobody seems to be able to control the game.
That's when I believe Jude should do that role.
But why didn't he do it this season?
It's because they allow him too much to go forward.
It makes no sense, man. Like it's not rocket science, man. Like there's a gap in our midfield. It's like we have 4 players, 5 players up front. Can somebody drop back and get in the ball? Valverde can do that. He can control the game, but he's not being asked to. You know, like
don't believe he can do. He can actually do it. It's just they don't allow him to do it because they need the other players to be free. That's
like
what
for me, honestly, like Valverde. When I see Valverde playing, when he's playing up forward, he reminds me of Kevin De Bruyne. Like that's the kind of style he can actually play that role, in my opinion. But man, they just rely on him for like covering everybody else. But I'm like, dude, this guy is literally better than some of these other players that are going up front, right? Yeah. Like it's for example, like back in the legendary days, you know, like for me, you had Ronaldo, like he was like the goal threat, you know, things like that. But then you had Marcelo, man. The amount of chances that Marcelo like would create for this team is unbelievable, man. Yes. Unbelievable. Like next level, right? So like that's what Valverde, I believe, can do. And after like all these seasons, like they just like kind of neutered him down, like to where he needs to. Okay, he gets the ball, he passes it, and he just has to stay there. He can't do anything else.
Yeah, that's down to Ancelotti. That's when Xabi Alonso is going to bring something different to the table. And
yeah,
I believe we have to trust Xabi Alonso. And even if that doesn't work, we can still see a different football, because I'm just tired of watching all of this. You know, like it's going to be different. But
man, it's been hard, man.
It was very hard.
It's been hard, man. Like after a day at work, man, you're like, okay, let me go see Madrid. Like I'm pumped, and then you see the match. It's like, what is this, man?
Yeah, I've been watching Madrid since the 90s. To be fair, you know, like 80s, like 2000. It was always like enjoyable to watch them, even when we were not losing. But with the not winning with the Galacticos, like we were not winning like titles, right?
Yeah,
but we had good football.
It was good, man.
The football was nice.
Yeah, it was good.
Because we're gonna win at some point, but at least give us good football. That's why I'm counting on Xabi Alonso, and that's why, going back to Rodrygo, I think Rodrygo is going to fit very well with Xabi Alonso. Xabi Alonso is going to bring a tactic. To me, they need to have like a different tactic up front. So that means Vini needs to stop staying on the line, because last year he was actually a goal threat when he was also in the middle. So sometimes what they can shift, because I don't know if you realize, but most of the goals coming from Mbappe this season were on the right hand side, and they were actually quite good goals. So why not sometimes? I'm not saying all the time. Why not Rodrygo on the left, Vini in the middle, and Mbappe on the right side during the game? Just swap over. We never tried that, and that's when I'm counting on Xabi Alonso to try to do things like that. Vini can also go on the right side. Cristiano Ronaldo was never all the time on the left side. You've seen him
Yeah.
all the time on the right side. Have you ever seen a goal coming from Vinny on the right hand side? We've never seen this. You know what?
Yeah.
When they keep saying, and that's when I said, like, hold on, guys, you need to understand. Yeah, Rodrygo, his best position is on the left side, but he's done a lot of good things on the right side.
He's played there like 90% of his Madrid
Yeah,
career.
we tried Vinicius on the right side one day. He flopped
Terrible.
big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
Terrible.
When we put Rodrygo on the left side,
Yeah.
and it feels it's better. Remember against City when he was playing on the left side last year? They were like, the two of them were just dominating like City. The issue that you said it is when Mbappe comes. Mbappe comes, we need to find a systems to have the three of them working. And if the three up top doesn't work,
Yeah.
we think that I was seeing one guy, he said, hey, you know what? Maybe if we have Rodrygo as a 10 position, it could also work. I've watched the highlights of Mbappe's goal this season, 40 goals or something like that. There was a lot of assists from Rodrygo. More assists from Rodrygo than actually Vinicius. And do you realize when Mbappe and
Really?
when Rodrygo and Mbappe plays together, they actually can find each other much better than Vini and Mbappe. There was a time during the season we were saying this team plays better when Vini is not on the pitch.
This team plays better when those three are not on the pitch. Like one of them is out. That's when we play better. When those three are on the pitch, we don't play good. But when one is out with injury or whatever, then we actually play good.
But we realized that when actually it works better when Vini is not on the pitch, better than when Rodrygo or Mbappe is not on the pitch. At the end of the season, it wasn't counted because like they just didn't care anymore. I think a lot of them gave up also on Ancelotti's tactic, etc. Now, if
there's no tactics, man. Tactics, man.
I believe if we switch things around, and even with Arda Güler, I'll be honest with you, Arda Güler, I don't see the hype as much as everybody else sees. What I see,
that's not what you were saying last season, man.
I mean, I see potential.
Yeah.
But I also see that Ancelotti didn't use him well, so that means playing him on the right hand side was just ridiculous. Especially like against Barcelona, you've played him in the center. He was doing well, and against Barcelona, he put it on the right side. From now on, we knew that. Do you know what? Let's just forget about the season. Think about the season. So again, if they want to play at two strikers, maybe Rodrygo can drop down, same as Bellingham, and we're gonna have much more control in midfield. Because technically, even everybody says Rodrygo is better than Mbappe and Vinicius. I
don't agree.
That the players say that.
In like his technicality, okay, yes, but I wouldn't say a better player. I mean, here,
not better player, technically.
Oh, technically, yes, technically, yeah. But at the same time, like let's say, for example, technically he's better than them. Mbappe thrashes him with goals. Vini thrashes him with assists every season. This season, Rodrygo has 10 assists, and and Vini has 18 assists in a terrible season, right? So I know he's more technically gifted than them, but at the end of the day, it's that execution, right? So I much prefer a player who executes and like puts that output out, right? So and for me, and that's where it comes now. If he's more technically gifted, but then why are we not seeing more of that, right? So that needs to now go at a higher level, right?
Yeah.
So with that technicality, because he has it, right? So that clinical nature of his, so he has it. So now start scoring those goals, start finding those passes, right?
Yeah, but I don't know about you, what you think, but to me, regardless of the 40 goals, I think like the three of them had a bad season. No matter how
Mbappe.
Yeah, Mbappe, I don't care because it's terrible for a big
Like,
player the way he is.
yeah,
We cannot have the worst the worst first touch I've ever seen as a big player.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
terrible.
yeah,
But I give him credit for his goals. I give him credit for the fact that he came back from far away, because remember it was
yeah.
difficult for him mentally. He's been living hell since like 2022, basically since he signed his contract.
Mm,
It's hard, and I give him that. But ability, watching him is bad.
mm,
It's very bad. I'm
yeah,
thinking. I wasn't watching that much PSG. I was watching mostly when they played like big games, etc. When
yeah.
they with France, but when I was talking to a PSG fan, obviously I'm French, so I know a lot of PSG fans, and they said like Mbappe for the past 2 seasons has been terrible. He was Everything has been covered because of the fact that he can score goals for fun,
Mm.
but he's been playing very bad. So it's not the same as back in the day. He needs to change something in his game, a bit like Ronaldo did. He
Like,
Xabi Alonso is going to bring that to the tables for him as well.
I think, yeah. So when Mbappe won the World Cup, right? This
Robert,
one kid.
Mbappe.
Mbappe. Mbappe. When he won the World Cup, like since like that period, he really should have been blowing up, but he hasn't really blown up. So it's been a the last 5 or so seasons. It's been like this period where, yeah, he's still a top player, but he's not developing. Whereas like now, in contrast, if you look at Vinny 5 years ago, everybody was laughing at him,
Mm.
right? He
Yeah.
couldn't finish. He would get to the byline, put in a terrible cross. Benzema, all of them were just frustrated with this player, right? He wasn't technically good enough in that period, right? But every single season, besides this season, every single season, Vinny was getting better and better and better to where now he has become like one of the biggest players with the biggest market value, right? 200 million. And with 40 goal contributions season in, season out. So the one the most consistent. So once again, Madrid, I think it was a mistake getting Mbappe, even though it was an opportunity that really, man, they had no option, right? So they got him, even though they had Vinny, who is the best, in my opinion, left winger there is. Like nobody is better than Vinny on that side, right? And what he can do on that side. And the reason, for example, I want Vinny on that side because we know what we're going to get from Vinny. And yeah, at the right, it doesn't work. In the center role, like center forward or striker, it doesn't work. He's played there a few times, has some good matches. I personally don't like him in that position. I want him to be on that left wing because he is so lethal in that position, right? Like this season, man, he was pulling out everything and nothing worked, right? But in the previous seasons, on that left side, he would find space. He would get to the byline, and he would get in these crazy positions where it's like, okay, how'd you get in these positions? Opening up play, right? Like one thing about Madrid this season, I think we're lacking was, because of the back line as well, right? No long balls from Carvajal, no long balls from Arbeloa and Militao. We were just always like very slow in our play, in our build up, and we were switching and Kroos, right, missing. So we were just like it was just so easy to play against us, right? There was no like different tactics, different play, just switching up play from left to right and everything. So now Vinny didn't have that space like he normally has, right? So it was more difficult for him. He had like 3 players on him the whole time, and still that football IQ is like, okay, this thing is not working anymore. So what else can I do, right? But I think Vinny, because he's so good in that position, you keep him in that position. Mbappe stays in that central role, and then you have Rodrygo on that right side, right? Because they can now still be fluid in that position, right? Because for me, they can be fluid, right? So I've always seen, Madrid as a 4-3-3 team, and that's what's won us Champions Leagues and La Ligas and everything for all these years.
Exactly.
I don't really see it changing, but the master tactician maybe can find something, right? But
When it was changing a little bit during the season is when Bale was injured or was out of form, something like that, and they were bringing like Isco as a number 10. So that means that's why I said this is what we need to do for next season. We need to have three up front, and as soon as like one of them is out of form, boom, you take them out. You take whoever is out of form out, and you bring a number 10.
Ancelotti didn't drop anybody, man.
No, he didn't.
He didn't drop anybody unless they were injured. Everyone played. Like I'm like, it's not working, dude.
Yeah, and they need to have more challenge. These players, they need to stop feeling comfortable every single time. They need to stop, like, the narrative needs to change. Oh yeah, they are starters and everything. No. All right, yeah, you can have your statues, but you're not untouchable. That's what I believe, because yes, they've done so much before, but there's also young players coming at the back. And also, that's why I said to you again, Rodrygo needs to stay, because there's too many games in this season. And we had so many injuries that we need to rotate the team. We can't have the same players always playing like 17 games. Valverde cannot play 70 games again. This is terrible. And the next season, and after next season, at the end of the season, we're gonna have the World Cup again. We need a big squad. We need two players per position. So I think this is it the next subject we should talk about?
All right. One last thing on this Rodrygo thing, because you also asked me about Mbappe, right? So if he had a poor season this season, and I think individually, yeah, he scored the goal, so he had a good season. But in terms of his influence on the team, he had a terrible season. Because we can say all we want about Ronaldo, but Ronaldo was a team player, man. Like, he did what the team needed for him, and he would help the team with in whatever way he could, right? So those types of players, yes, they get their individual goals, the recognition, everything, but they also should make the team better. How do you come into this Champions League winning team, this La Liga winning team, and you just like demolish like the whole team, man? Every other player got worse around you.
I'm not going to blame only him, because like
it's a lot of different things. Yeah,
he only has a certain way of playing, and that's when like people needs to teach him how to play different ways. That's why Ancelotti was not able to do that. I think Xabi Alonso will be able to do that. Hopefully. And if that doesn't work for him, they need to. I know you're a fan of Hendrik. I believe he's not ready. I think he should be sent on loan. And but if he stays, he needs to play more. He needs to have more opportunities.
I think with the Hendrik thing, I think he is ready, man. Stay at Madrid if he's going to get the game time. If Alonso's not going to give him the game time, okay, fine, then send him off, right? But I do think he's ready just because of what he's already shown, like this season, after playing like he's barely played, man. He's got 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. Only, I think, had like one start or something in La Liga until maybe like the end. He probably played until the last 2 games, right? But for what he's shown, like he's very raw, but with the right coaching, and I think I did see development in his game in terms of, the first half of the season, all he wanted to do was beat players and score goals from like all these different crazy positions. But then the second half, he was getting a little bit more wiser and actually using his team a little bit more, right? So I think with coaching from Alonso, he can actually really improve like this season. And for example, like with this front three, this season, it might go ahead, but I honestly do not see this front three lasting one more year. But even if I'm wrong, I really don't see this front three being our front three for the next 5 years. I don't think there's a durability in this front three, right? So might as well get to work and try to shift it now, because now the good thing is actually now Madrid have pressure because now Barcelona are stepping up this season, right? Playing amazing football. These players, they might be untouchable at Madrid, but you have a kid like Lamau who's doing crazy things and outshining you at like 17 years old, right? So you're not the big dog anymore, and I'm pretty sure they feel that, right? So they have a lot of pressure now with like Barcelona stepping up, and now PSG stepping up as well. And not only just stepping up, man, they won the Champions League with amazing football. Like when Madrid won the Champions League, yeah, people were like, okay, well done, they're amazing, whatever. But people were like, they got lucky. It's a fluke. It's this, right? We kept on winning, so some fluke we have. But
Yeah, just let them talk.
I don't know how you get lucky like over 10 years, man.
I would never understand that. But yeah, that's how it is.
doesn't make any sense, man. But for example, now PSG, how they won this this Champions League is crazy, man. And now, for example, if we look at the front three of PSG, Carvajal, I think you pronounce it. Then you have Dembele in the middle, and then you have Doué or Barcola, right? So, for example, if you look at what makes that front three works is Dembele, right? Can Rodrygo do that role, or can one of those front three do that Dembele role? Because somebody has to. Like we've seen in so many like different trios, right? Like somebody has to play that playmaker role. When you had Suarez, Neymar, and Messi, amazing front three. Messi pulling his strings, doing what he needs to for the team, right? You stop Messi from scoring, and he'll find a pass from somewhere and get a crazy assist, right? So who in our front three in the next 5 years is going to be that Dembele player, that Griezmann player, that Firmino player, that Benzema playing? I don't see Rodrygo doing that. I honestly don't, from what we've seen in the last 5-6 years. And I don't see Vinny's not going to do that, and Mbappe is not going to do that as well. So there needs to be a shift in that position, and that's where we're going to see really Madrid like dominating games and have more fluid play, right? So for me, like I think something is going to break up this team. Like, for what like I said with Endrick. I see that being a possibility, and I can see him. I think he's a striker. Like he's a striker, and let's say if he does actually really develop right over the next 1, 2, 3 years, then he will be playing that striker role. And then I don't know, somebody else moves. Mbappe moves to the left or the right, something like that. Maybe Vinny's still there, maybe he's gone or whatever, right? But there is going to be a shift. And another thing as well, if Rodrygo goes, they have the option to replace him with a wide player or an actual legit striker. They can chase and try and get to Haaland. They can chase and maybe try to get Isak. They can chase and try to get like a proper, because now they'll be able to play in a different way, right? Vinny works well when he has somebody to feed. Whether it's Joselu, whether it's Benzema, whether it's whatever, like he needs somebody like to feed, right?
So if you do that, that means Mbappe goes on the right side.
Yeah, so he'll be out of position.
There you go.
It was a mistake, man. It was a mistake.
I don't mind because I think he can play on the right side. He can play on the right side, and I think the only one that can come in the team is Haaland. No one else.
The thing is, I think he's going to retire at Man City, man. Because for me,
I don't think so. He loves Real Madrid. He wants to actually play for Real Madrid, but I don't think it's going to happen this season.
Yeah,
remember those players are still young. If it doesn't come this season, neither the next season, he can still come in 2027.
Like for me, man, like okay, Mbappe, Madrid chased him for a long, long time. Every time he said no, right? I think the first time they wanted him, or actually maybe it was a teenager, they wanted him, right? And then there was a time when he had the option from Monaco, right, to come to Madrid. He said no. And I wanted him then, but I understand, right? He didn't want to be on the bench with Bale, Ronaldo, and Benzema, so fine. Then he had multiple chances to come. Ronaldo left. All right, come on, Mbappe, come, be the number one guy. Now carry this team. No, I don't want to come, right? Then we went through, got Hazard, and you know how that happened. That was always going to be
about this guy.
Always going to be a mistake. Always going to be a mistake, man. But the options were limited, right? So they needed somebody to fill in that Cristiano Ronaldo role, and Mbappe didn't want to do it, right? So fine, whatever. He has his reasons, okay. And then now before he came, see summer after summer after summer, I'm coming. Oh yeah, last minute, I'm gone. There's only so much time. There's only so many times you can step on somebody's face, man, until they say, okay, I'm done with you. So when he came, I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. He scores 43 goals. Normally I'll be excited. I'm like, yeah, whatever, man. It's been just like season after season of that just disappointment, right? So
Yeah.
the opportunity was there for you to come, be the number one guy, take this team to win Champions League without Ronaldo there, right? Without Benzema there, right? You didn't come. You didn't come. And who stepped up? Rodrygo, Vinny, they all stepped up, right? So
there you go. That's why I said he can't let Rodrygo go, because we already know what he can bring to the teams. But also, you need to think that that way. The season when Mbappe was supposed to come, first of all, we won the Champions League just before he signed his new contract, and there was an agreement from him, Florentino Perez, and Erling Haaland to come at the same time.
Okay.
They were supposed to come at the same times, and they have been asked, "Are you going to be okay to play with one of each other?" And they were happy to play with each other. But then, obviously, Mbappe signed a new contract, and then Florentino didn't sign Haaland because he said, "We can't sign Haaland and put him on the bench because Benzema was still there."
Yeah.
And that's a fact. You're not gonna. At that time, he wouldn't ahead of what's his name? So that's when I say we sometimes we forget things as Real Madrid fans. Is a career is short, but it's still long. All these players are under 27. They have time. They have time, and they're gonna still normally. They're going to still progress. They're going to still adapt to a different style, different shape, etc. But in terms of, you said a different type of player. From what I've heard, I haven't seen every highlights of the players. The Argentinian one, I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I'm not going to say it. How is it? What's his name?
Mastantuono. I think that's how it's pronounced, man. I'm not too sure either.
From what I've heard, he's a similar type of players as Di Maria.
Okay.
So that could be good to bring him in the teams. But I don't see. There's two things with him. First of all, for him to come, I heard he has an Italian passport, so he can come straight away. But apparently, he promised his club, River Plate, that he's not going to leave before the end of the season. The end of the season, I think, is at the end of the year. So how that's going to work? Also, if he comes, I think he has to be like 18. He's not going to be 18 before August. So that means he's not going to come for the World Cup. Because I think actually, like River Plate, are they playing the World Cup as well? They might be playing.
Are they? Possibly. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So I don't see him coming here right away, right now. If he comes, that will be maybe after. So that will make in August, or eventually in December or whatever. Still, I don't see him starting straight away. So that means
he's gonna take time. Like
Arda Güler. So what is he here for?
Man, like for me, I never understood the hype with Güler, but because of Madrid's season this season, I was like, you know what?
We need to give him
when he's gotten the chances, like he's just giving us something different. Like you just mentioned now, when for example Bale wasn't playing and we had Isco right coming in, he was just giving us a different way to play, right? Like he was doing something different, and I think actually him and Mbappe connected quite well together when they're on the pitch, because they're always actually trying to find each other, and that's what you didn't get with the other three. I don't know how, but every single time Vinny had an easy pass to Mbappe, it was cut out. It never got to him. So it was absolutely crazy, man. So
that's why we need to wait and see what's going to be the next season. You can't give only one season to them. We have to give them a chance. But yeah, that's why I'm looking forward to see what the World Cup is gonna bring to the team.
Okay. Last one on Rodrygo, then we can jump on to the next thing. But I think
that was a long one for Rodrygo.
It was a long one, man. It was a long one, man. But I think
he has to leave, right?
And for me, I think no. I think yeah, he needs to go.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he needs to go.
He's
He needs to go. Because if Arsenal are serious and actually want to win the Premier League, they gotta go big, right? So for Arsenal, man, it's very simple. You get a top striker, and you also get a top creative player, right? So you get your Rodrygo this season, you get your Isak next season, right? Boom, Premier League winning team, Champions League threatening team, right? So if Arsenal comes to the table with 100 plus, that's the starting point. A hundred million plus, right? Then I think Madrid. Well, I think they'll sit down Rodrygo, and I think Madrid will probably allow him to make the decision for himself whether he wants to stay or go, because they have done that now in the last few years, right? With Benzema and all that, right? They Casemiro sit down with the players. Okay, what do you want to do? I don't think they'll push him out, right? But I think if a good offer comes for Rodrygo, they would let him go, because, for example, like with what we call it, Fabricio, right, Romano, when he normally was talking about all the rumors of Vinny and Rodrygo, like back in the days, right? It's like untouchable. These are Madrid players. Yeah, Madrid are not going to sell them. His recent video, he was like, okay, Madrid. He didn't say anything about Madrid, but that didn't come up. The fact that Rodrygo is untouchable, and before you really did feel that he was untouchable. But this time around, I don't think he's untouchable. And even now, when you're talking about all this interest in the past, right, with Haaland and all this, somebody was always going to get sacrificed between Vinny and Rodrygo, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So yeah, so I think I think it is just how it is, and
But he doesn't want to leave. First of all, he doesn't want to leave. The only way for him to leave is for Xabi Alonso to tell him, "Hey, I don't think the team." That will be the only. But I don't think he said. Xabi Alonso said no. He's an important player in the team. He said he's going to have a conversation with him. I think he needs to have a proper conversations. He needs to tell him things how it is. But I think he needs to have a conversation with all of them. With as well, telling him like, you need to change something in your game. With Bellingham, telling you as a midfielder, that's exactly what he said. And to Mbappe, he needs to talk a lot to this man, a lot,
man. Yeah. All right. So then I think let's discuss the other transfer speculations. So yeah, the players that have come in. So Hausen, and then Trent, and then the potential people coming in, right? Carreras at left back, and then you have Mastantuono potentially coming in, either this season, next season, who knows. So with those two, Mastantuono and Carreras, I think the issue is just like Madrid. They don't want to pay the release clause for these players, which I'm all for Madrid, man, because when it comes to Madrid, they know how to do business, and they know how to pay the right value for a player, right? They're not like Manchester United, like spending crazy money, Chelsea spending crazy money. And actually, if you think about it, man, like if you think of all the players in the Premier League that have gone for 100 million, right? Rice, Caicedo, and Enzo, Enzo Fernandez, Griezmann, then Rodrygo is worth a lot more, man. Like proven. Right there is worth a lot more, So
150 million, man. I don't understand why people telling me like, 80, 100. No.
It's crazy, but are you serious?
It has to be 150. Like, do you know what? If they don't come with like at least 130 on the table, I'm not even picking up the phone.
Yeah.
It's a fight.
Yeah.
You want him?
And then who else are they interested in? Is this a Stiller guy? The Angelo Stiller? Is this a real thing?
Yeah. So apparently they're pretty hot on him. Especially so he's linked with Toni Kroos, with his agency or something like that. There's an agency that works with Toni Kroos, or he's recommended by Toni Kroos, basically.
Yeah.
So if Toni Kroos says something, I don't know what power he has in Manchester. He has big power there. Like literally, I felt Toni Kroos has been a bigger player than anybody else lately. I don't get it. I don't understand, but it's cool. Do you know what? Give him the credit, because Toni Kroos was a very good player. So apparently he's been linked with this team. Toni Kroos recommends him. Also, he would be been recommended also Florian Wirtz as well.
Mm.
Now, I don't know how's that going to work, but I think the squad needs to be bigger. It needs to be bigger. So if you want to bring him, whoever is a starter or not, to me, I don't see him as a starter.
Mm.
Because no matter what, even if you play at 4 in midfield, so that's Valverde, there's Tchouaméni, for example, and that's Bellingham.
What about Camavinga? What are you talking about?
Me personally, I play Camavinga, but
You
I'm
think so?
saying right now available. Let's say available, right?
Yeah. But no, let's say best squad, best 11. Ideally, everyone's fit. For the season, like who's in that midfield?
For in midfield, yeah.
Yeah. Let's say if we play 4-3-3, like who's in that midfield?
Oh, 4-3-3. Oh, so yeah. If we play 4-3-3, then midfield, Camavinga, Valverde, and Bellingham. To me, that's how it should be. But then most people would say now Tchouaméni should play in this position. I think Camavinga. Camavinga needs to step up. He needs to step up. He needs to remain injury free as well.
I think that's been the issue with him this season, just injuries, man. Like at the start of the season, there was a few injuries, man, because if you remember, like Rodrygo's position, back to Rodrygo, his position was under some serious threat if Brahim had continued the way he was playing at the start of the season. Like Rodrygo was the one who was, you saw him, right? Even he came off the injury, he was crying and everything because he knew like Diaz like was really on fire during that period, right?
Yeah.
So now like going back to the midfield, I think for me, I really highly rate Camavinga, and I always thought that midfield could work, like Bellingham, Valverde, and Camavinga.
Yeah.
It just hasn't necessarily worked, but I think maybe with the right tactics, things can change. Because if somebody needs to be like that, once again, like that, who needs to control the game, right? And that's what kind of frustrates me a little bit, because the talent is there, they can do it, but they're not doing it, and I don't understand. Like how did Liverpool build that team like with what was it? It was Henderson, Fabinho, and Wijnaldum. Killer midfield. And you're telling me like our midfield right now can't dominate games, can't do what they need to do to supply the forward line and to help out with the defense and everything. Like there was some games, man. I was like, where is the midfield? There's like a massive gap in midfield. What is Bellingham doing? Like what is Valverde doing? So
for me, we were too deep. We were way too deep, but also the defense was too deep because we don't have leaders at the back. Because whatever people are saying to me, I think Rudiger is one of the worst defenders that we signed.
I agree.
The only thing why it worked that season when it worked is because he had leaders next to him. So it was Alaba, then injuries, Nacho took over, and that's why he managed to do a performance. But the guy is 30 plus.
I would say Militao as well, man.
Well, Militao's been injured for quite some time. So
last 2 seasons. But I think we've really missed Militao, man. I think big time.
Before his injury, the first one, he was the best defender in the world.
Exactly. Like he was literally like if Militao was fully fit, like it would have been a different story, right? Like like this is what I think with Ancelotti. Like last season, like he did amazing with the injuries that we had. And then finding that balance with the team, right? And Joselu, man. Joselu. I was a fan of Joselu because he did what the team needed to do, man. He scored, I think, 17 goals or something in all competitions last season. And he came in, he just did what he needed to do. Madrid weren't like pretty, it wasn't anything special, but there was balance. And that's what we've been missing this season, right? So now, like with Militao at the back, I think we've just missed leaders. So Carvajal, I think Militao is a leader. Courtois is a leader, but he's also a goalkeeper at the back. Like
he's also injury prone. He's always injured.
Oh man, he's injured now.
He's always injured. I'm not saying anything about him. Like, I'm just saying. I have him like you don't have the 70 games.
Man, he's like. Go ahead. Yeah.
I have Lunin as a backup, so I'm fine. I hope he's not leaving. By the way, I hope.
Yeah, same. Yeah, like I don't know how goalkeepers get injured, man. It's the same with Allison. Like he's always getting injured. I'm like, dude, how you getting injured, man? Come on, man.
As when you start doing one injuries, I've done my knee as well, so I don't know. I know how it feels. The problem is you always gonna have like issues here and there because your knee. So like every other muscle compensates with the knee, the big knee injuries, basically. So he's always going to have that. That's why it's good to have Lunin as a backup. So because of that, we can't rely on him every single game. But when he is there, like there's nothing that we can say. Best goalkeeper.
Oh man, best goalkeeper in the world right now.
Yeah,
for years, like since he's come to Madrid, he has developed even more. Man, this is the thing that Madrid do. Like you come and you become a much better player. Exactly. We've seen it countless of times over and over again, right? And then so what do you think then of some of these signings, some of these potential signings, also including Nico Paz as well?
Yeah, so I'm hoping Nico Paz is gonna come back because we need players from La Castilla. We need some of them because Lucas Vasquez is leaving. Valero has left.
Yeah,
there's not many more left now. So bringing one of them back is good. That's why I was a bit confused when they said, "Oh, we're gonna bring the other Argentinian guy." I'm like, but what about Nico Paz? Because Paz has already proven things in Como. Apparently he's gonna come back and they're gonna sell him.
Yeah, okay.
Is it gonna be you're gonna get money out of him? So that's why. Same thing for what's his name? I think we need to actually think about this because we are buying a lot of players, but we need to also cash in some players. Forget about Rodrygo. We need about the other players. I think Garcia, we've seen enough.
Oh yeah, no. Like for me, the last games he played with Barcelona, I was like, okay, no.
We've seen enough. He's do you know what? I'm not even blaming him for anything. I think like he's not at the level.
Yeah, no, that's just it. He's not at the level.
He's done everything he could, like the ball like burns his feet every single time. Like,
I don't have a few players, man.
Same things. Go on the left side, run there. As soon as you get there, okay, come back, cut back.
But in fairness, no, like because there's nobody in the box, dude. Like sometimes I see him running forward and the other players aren't running with him. I'm like, what are you doing? The players aren't getting in the box. If that was Benzema in there or Joselu in there, like completely different story because he gets to those positions, but then he doesn't have the support.
Have you ever seen him on the one-to-one situation?
Well, I saw it against Lamal, man, and it was terrible.
Attacking, not defending.
Attacking. Yeah, like he's not great. He's okay.
He's not doing it. He's not doing it.
Yeah. He's not. But like when the space is there,
as soon as the right back or whatever is in front of him, he stops, cut back. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, how's that different from Mendy?
Bro, like you're supposed to be different from him. You're not, because that's what already the Mendy is doing. At least Mendy can defend.
Not
anymore.
Not this season. Not this season.
Yeah, not anymore.
This season and last season, man. His defending has really declined, like big time. When Mendy came, like the first 3 seasons, boom, unbeatable. Yeah. Unbeatable, man. You could not get past this guy. But the last 2 seasons, he's lost pace, he's lost power, and he makes more mistakes now, more and more. So he definitely has been on decline in the last 2 seasons, man.
Yeah, I think we still need to keep him because we need the different.
The guys never fits.
Me personally, I would have brought back Miguel Gutierrez. I think he was amazing when he was with us. But then, for some reason, in Real Madrid, they don't like him.
Dude, I've seen him play, like, I think, when we played Granada, like, he's not even a left back, man. He's a left wing. Like, he doesn't play left back.
Yeah.
You see him defending.
It's probably what they told him to do. But last season, he had an amazing season. I don't know if when Granada, was it Granada? When they were amazing. He had an amazing season. He was, like, in the talk to come back.
So was Fran Garcia before he came back to Madrid, right? So
yeah, but Fran Garcia, I've never seen him. I never seen him playing.
But the year before he came to Madrid, he had like an amazing season. Was
Yeah,
it for Rayo Vallecano he was playing for?
yeah.
Yeah.
But he didn't play with the first team. While Gutierrez played with the first team, he was doing great with us
Mm.
until we sold him. So I would have expected him over Frank Garcia. It's not going to happen.
I
So
don't think it works. If you, I don't think with Miguel and or Miguel and Trent in the same lineup, nah, man, I'm not having it.
that's why the backup. If
No,
Carreras signs, he's going to
yeah,
sign up, and he's from La Castilla, so that's a good thing.
yeah.
So if he comes back, then you need a different profile. So Mendy needs to stay one season until next season we find another back with a different.
To be honest, I think, yeah, Carreras comes in, and for example, if the highlights are showing a player and he is a player and he catches on quick, I think, yeah, he can be the starting left back for Real Madrid. Because Mendy is just not performing, and it's been going on for too long, right?
Yeah.
Even defensively, man, if Carreras ends up being a solid defender, then yeah, there's no reason for Mendy getting that squad, right? Unless we need to rotate. So I think it's either there's different options. Carreras comes in, and you keep Frank Garcia as the backup. But I don't think there's an option where you can bring Carreras in and then have Mendy as the backup or the challenger, right? Because Mendy's going to get injured. We all know that. The last 2 seasons, he's done like, I think, 25, 30 appearances all season, right? So he's going to get injured. And then we won't have a backup. We're going to have the same problems that we've had these last couple of seasons. So if Madrid want to keep Mendy, then they also have to keep Frank Garcia. So then we need 3 left backs this season, right? Because like you, I don't want to see. I know they can do it, but I don't want to see players filling in roles anymore. I don't want to see Camavinga at left back. I don't want to see Valverde at right back.
I'm tired of this. No, honestly.
Oh man, no, I don't want to see it, man. I don't want to see it, man, because it dilutes the player, man. Like look at Foden at City, man. Foden should have been killing it, but now it just disappeared because he plays central, he plays wide, he plays false, he does all these different positions. So just play the players like in the same kind of realm that they play, right? So I think if Mendy stays, then we have to keep Frank Garcia as well. Or you graduate another left back from the academy. That's fine. But you need 3 left backs if Mendy's there.
I just think like Frank Garcia doesn't bring anything to the team. And it's not his fault.
I agree. He did have some good performances this season. In terms of just like being solid, you know, he's had some good
performance. They're like they're good, but they're like well, I mean, well, I don't even know what to say. And I'm not nostalgic because of Marcelo or anything. Marcelo was my ultimate. I think he's even better than Carlos.
Yeah, so bad.
It's not. It's the same when people are saying, "Yeah, we need a players that can fit Toni Kroos's role." I said, "We're not gonna have like these type of players. We need different things, right? We need players that bring something to the table." But I'm watching Frank Garcia. He doesn't bring anything.
Yeah.
There's nothing that is. What is he good at? Apart from running, he's not good at anything. So even his crossing are not good. He's never there.
Yeah. There's no one in the box. There's no one in the box.
So many times I've seen him like high in the pitch, and he's always coming back, and I'm like, what's the point? Mendy does that.
Yeah.
So if you don't bring anything, there's no need for you. We need to cash in on him 20 to 25 millions.
So Frank Garcia?
Yeah, wow.
No, I don't think maybe 15, man.
I'll take anything anyway. If we can sell him for like 20, that's perfect.
Yeah.
And you can bring and because with the World Cup we're gonna have money. I think like we have guaranteed like between 40 or 50 millions from the first stage of it.
Yeah.
The further you go, so
Yeah, so they can win like 100 and I think 18 million euros.
Yeah, but
If they win the thing, yeah.
so that means with that, we don't have to sell that much players. I think we need a bigger squad. So it makes sense for me for you to say, well, maybe we need to have 3 left backs.
Yeah.
It makes sense. In midfield, we need more players.
Yes and no, but I think some players need to go. Midfield is mainly Sebelios. He needs to go. He needs to go. I know he did a job this season. Like this season was probably before his big injury. He was probably his best season for Madrid, and he was playing. He was playing good, but
Now, 2 years ago, he was doing well. There was 2, and then they were chanting his name for him to stay. Like he was doing well.
True. No,
Last season,
you're
he was very
right.
good.
You're right. You're right.
Last season, he didn't play mostly because of injury. This
Yeah,
season,
yeah.
same thing. I still think we need players.
But the thing is,
We
like,
realize this season. I don't think you realize how tired the players was. Have you seen?
I know, but like, okay, but then promote some of the academy players.
Yeah.
Give them a chance, you know. So we get those people in, but give them a chance, right? Because Sabelio's playing, you know, it's like we know what we're gonna get from him, man. We're not gonna get anything crazy. And this season was good. When he came back, he struggled, and I understand, man. Like because he came back, he's coming back from injury, and now you have to play against Barcelona. You know, Mendy injured. Okay, boom, play against Barcelona. Like, was it Barcelona or who was it in the?
Yeah, Barcelona.
It was
Arsenal. Minutes.
Yeah, Copa del Rey. Man,
7 minutes.
They do this every time. Zidane did the exact same thing, man. Like I can't remember. I think the first time we played City, and then
when he played Varane.
Ramos was injured.
When he played Varane, that was
Mendy was injured, and there was somebody else injured as well. And then they played them, and we got demolished, man. And I was like, dude, you're playing 3 players who are coming back from injuries. They're not fit. They're literally not fit to play. Why?
They were not fit, and even Varane came last year, and he said, I think he had a concussion. And he still played. He said it in an interview lately, and I was like, wow, this is exactly what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying to me, the squad needs to be bigger. It's enough of like only the same 11 players that are playing. No, you need to rotate the team.
Yeah, okay. The squad needs to be bigger. I fully understand that, but make it bigger with some of the academy players, man. You see what Barcelona are doing, like with their academy, like crazy, man. And Madrid's never been that team, right? Because Madrid have an amazing academy, but they sell their players and they make the money from that, right? So it's just different ways to use their academy. But there definitely is room for a season, man. Like introducing some players just to help out when need be, right? So like, look what happened with Asensio. He was just given a chance. He was given like.
I agree with you.
If we didn't have those injuries like this season, you wouldn't have heard about Asensio. You wouldn't have seen Asensio playing.
I agree with you with the academy. We need more players from the academy. You know, Carvajal, Casillas, Lucas Vasquez, Arbeloa, Raul.
Yeah.
But I think the academy from back in the day and now is totally different. These academy players, they're not as good as we think. Look at Jacobo Ramon. You know, Jacobo Ramon, he was the second best defender. The first one was Joao Martinez, but he got injured, unfortunately. The second one was him. Have you seen him play?
No, I think he came on against barely seen him play.
He scored the goal. He's bad.
Yeah.
He looks like Valero. It's the same players.
Yeah.
Raul Asensio is a different profile, that's fine. But I think like most of the academy players, things needs to change in the academy. For some reason, this season, I think Madrid has done an amazing record. Like they have 13 teams that won their league in the respective category.
Okay. Yeah.
13 teams. I think we've never seen this. Maybe it's good. But I think most of them are not that good, you know. That's why sometimes he doesn't play them. He hasn't used them at all anyway. But he still needs to give them a chance. I agree with you. We need to play more players from the academy.
Because
Well,
for me, man, it's like, yeah, if we're going up against Barcelona, Man City, Liverpool, all this kind of stuff, and man, I see those same players on the team sheet. You know, Garcia, Sabellios, who else? You know, like just seeing these players, it's like, okay, they can do a job, but they're not good enough for like Madrid. They're not good enough for that midfield, right? So I think we just need to take that risk on those academy players or bring some more players in, right? We're gonna get more money, so now actually bring that influx of players, right? And which is what they're doing now, man. Like if you remember, yeah, like what started this whole thing? Florentino came back, Ronaldo, Kaká, Benzema, Alonso, Raul Albiol, Ezekiel Garay, like all these players, right? Okay, let's build a team, right? So like this is what they are doing now, and I think this season is mainly going to be that back line, fixing that, and then central midfield. And I'm not really too sure like what central midfielders they're aiming for. Is it somebody for rotation, or is it somebody to actually come in and play that six role, right? So
yeah.
is it, for example, me, if because before they wanted Rodrygo, right?
Mhm.
Rodri, sorry, they wanted Rodri. I was against it mainly because I wanted to give a chance to Camavinga, because I was like, no, that's gonna take Camavinga's spot, and Camavinga has proven himself, throughout seasons that he can do the job, right?
Yeah.
But then yeah, this season happened and whatnot, injuries and all this kind of stuff. And I'm actually thinking now, man, Rodri was actually perfect because there's a leader. There's
Mhm.
a leader, the best player in the world right now, right? Or last season.
Yeah.
So there is a leader to control. Awarded.
Yeah, yeah, he wasn't even the best player in his team. So,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah.
So I think that's what we missed because okay, yes, Ancelotti, all right, everything happened. He won us stuff, but yeah, this season just didn't work out. But also, man, in that team, I'm like, okay, who's the leader? Where's our leaders? There's no leaders. So we
Let-
actually need to buy a leader, man.
but let me tell you something that a lot of people forget about it. I think this role now needs to be taken by Valverde. It needs to be taken by Valverde. You know, he's the next captain.
I know, but I like Valverde. I like him, but I don't like a leader. Basically, okay. The way I see it is like okay, he gets everybody else to play better, and he gets on everybody's case if they are not performing right. And this is what Ramos would do, man. This is what Pepe would do. This is what Ronaldo would do. Man, Ronaldo was like, he was tough, man. You know, like Benzema, Bell puts in the back cross or shoots. It's like, yo, what are you doing, man?
But what about Modric? Modric should have done that as well.
But the thing is, like Modric is a leader on the ball, but not a leader as in okay, he's gonna go to Vinny. Vinny, what are you doing? Kroos was doing that.
Yeah.
Kroos was doing that.
But
So
how can you do that at
we
40?
we need somebody. We need somebody to go to be like Bellingham, dude. What are you doing? Go in midfield, Mbappe. What are you doing? Like change your game up, right? So we don't have that on the pitch right now. I think so. Basically, in terms of okay, talking to players on the pitch, telling them okay, you're playing bad, you're playing good, whatever, right? Benzema saying, yeah, he did it kind of like a different way, but literally being like, Vinny is not playing for us, he's playing for the team, right? Because he was playing so poorly. So we need somebody who can be vocal. And for example, let's say Bellingham, like yeah, people see him as a leader. I don't see him as a leader. Like he's still developing. He's still young, and he still needs to mature more, right? He's aggressive and he's like an extrovert and out there, right? But I don't see him as a leader. For example, when he was vocal, he was being vocal to Arda Güler. He wasn't being vocal to Vinny or
Yeah,
to Mbappe.
he
You
did it.
know,
He did it.
no. I didn't see my like. There was times when okay, he's flinging his arms in the air, but he's
Yeah,
not going over there. He's
that's
not going over there and actually telling them, okay, dude, what are you doing? And this is what, for example, what Rice is doing at Arsenal, right? So that's completely different. But that's, for example, what you saw like with Rice. That's what actually this season, man, that game against Arsenal completely changed my mind about Rice, man. Like big time.
yeah.
But Rice, there you have a leader, right? Van Dijk, you have a leader. At Man City, who's there at Man City now? Yeah, Rodri at Man City. So there you have PSG. Who's the leader there?
Oh,
Marquinhos. Man. Yeah, I'm not sure about that either, man. Like,
that's him. That's it. But hold on, you have you forgot again. We had those leaders. They were just injured.
yeah, Carvajal, no, definitely, yeah,
That's
yeah.
Militao, and that's Alaba. But the three of them,
true.
they were injured. That's why I said we have players for each of their roles. They need to understand. They need to step up.
Yeah.
And earlier you said something about who should start, etc. in the midfield, and to me, if both of them are fit, I'm taking Carvajal over Trent.
I'm the same. Like if Carvajal comes back and he's performing like he was, because hey, Militao came back. Yeah, he's younger, but Militao came back, and at the start of the season he was performing well, you know. And then he got that injury. So if Carvajal comes back and he plays the way he's been playing, yeah, I don't see Trent getting that team, man. He gets in the team just like Rudiger was getting the team. You know, we're winning. You come in last 30 minutes or something. Oh, we need to change the play, playing like that Isco role, right? That Rodriguez role, that Morata goal. So coming on and giving us a different option. Because some of the qualities that Trent has, we got it in Valverde.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see.
And man, Trent. I'm scared, man.
Never Trent. My first choice was never Trent. I'm not being a hypocrite or anything with that. I'm just saying, if I had another options, he probably would be the third one. My first choice would have always been Hakimi.
Before that, Rice.
Reece James.
Sorry, not Rice. Reece James.
Reece James was my second / first choice. Unfortunately, injury prone and everything, but he had the same qualities as Trent, but he can also defend. So James, I think James would have been a perfect fit, better than Trent.
James was perfect for Madrid.
Now Trent is here. He's gonna have to learn because, like, we're gonna. This is not Liverpool. You know,
the thing is, okay. Yeah, we can look at, for example, Marcelo and Trent, right? Marcelo wasn't the best defender, but he was a good defender. You know, he was amazing going forward and a decent defender, right? Marcelo's main thing was that he was just never there because he was tasked with staying up front and creating chances up front, right? Trent is just a bad defender. Like the stats show it. Like he's just a bad defender. So yes, he's amazing going up front, but he can't defend. Like you have, like here, is he better than Vasquez at defending? He's pretty much on the same level as Vasquez when it comes to defending, man. I'm telling you. Oh. So like with Madrid's defensive issues this season, I'm like, okay, we have Trent now as right back. Are you serious? But in saying that, Liverpool, they built a crazy team going up against Man City, and Trent was starting week in, week out. Yeah. So there is something there. But in saying that, with England, he's never the first. He wasn't the first choice for that right back. You had what? You had Walker, you had Trippier, you had Reece James, and then you had Trent. For me, out of those four, I was always like, okay, at the time when Reece James was still developing. So Walker was number one, and then eventually James. For me, right back, they are better right backs because, like, people might say what they want about Kyle Walker, but Kyle Walker, man, his pace, he was just so fast, man.
Yeah, he was relying on his pace, and it worked. I actually felt like I thought he wouldn't work that long because normally his pace goes down to some point.
Yeah, it took time.
He went there like most of his career, so
it took time. Like for me, even with his pace, I think over the last few years, he did become better at positioning. But I remember times like when, man, it was like a FIFA cheat code. Madrid, you know, you get past Rodrygo, you get past all these players, and you think you're going in on goal. Vinny's going in on goal. Walker just coming out of nowhere, man. Like, It made no sense. Like,
even Vinny was a good bowl, but then
yeah.
it was a
Yeah,
good,
so like Walker, he might cost you a goal every like I don't know 5 games or something, but he saves you like 1 or 2 goals a game. So
yeah.
like he was really good at that. So yeah, Trent, man, I don't know. We'll see what Alonso does. It's going to depend on the formation.
Anyway, he was
Depends on-
free. So let's just let's just
Yeah, who's fit? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, true.
oh, I know.
Yeah, true. In fact, I mean, like, yeah,
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 it's,
true.
it's fun. I want to see the kid Huysen. Yeah, Huysen. I want to see. I haven't seen him that much. I
Yeah,
also my second team is Roma, and I remember when he was at Roma a
Mm.
couple of years ago or something like that. He was very good. He was all right. He was okay. He
Mm.
was not a great defender or anything, but I remember. I think it was Mourinho said like, "Hey, the kid has something."
Yeah,
So let's see. I've seen him with against France. I was like, okay, not bad. The guy he can even score like how do you say in English? A bicycle, bicycle.
yeah.
Yeah, he scored a bicycle kick against France. I was like, what is he doing here?
That's all great, but I just want a defender who defends.
No,
So,
actually, he has something different. So what it is? Apparently, he's very good on the ball.
yeah,
He's very good on the ball, and he can actually he has a good vision. And finally, apart from Militao, he's good in the air.
yeah.
Because no matter what people are saying, Rudiger is terrible in the air.
He's never even there challenging. He's
Oh
never
man,
there challenging.
it's
He
like I
has a
said,
skill. He has a skill of like not being in the right position every single time. It's like, where are you? Why are you over there and not with the striker who's a threat on goal? Like I think with Hausen, like he's meant to be, huh?
that's how you say it.
Yeah, he's Dutch guy. He's
Yeah,
Dutch.
yeah.
He's pretty much Dutch, man. I have house.
I'm never gonna be able to say it. Say it again. How do you say it?
Hausen.
Oh my days. Hausen. Oh wow.
Hausen.
Oh, wow.
So I think he's meant to be quite intelligent when it comes to like positioning and interceptions.
Yeah.
So this is something, yeah, what Militao has, and for example, like let's say with Van Dijk, right? So reading the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what these guys can do quite nicely. But also this, for example, what do you think about? I guess not this season, but potentially next season, Saliba.
So Saliba, he's a good defender. I think he's mostly overrated from what people are thinking of him. He's a good defender. He's a great defender. But they portrayed him as the best defender in the world. He's not even the best defender in his team.
Yes, dude. If we're going for an Arsenal defender, get Gabriel.
Yeah, Gabriel. But I think Saliba. I think Saliba. Is he younger? He might.
I think maybe. Yeah, no, he's like 23. Is he? Gabriel is 27.
So yeah, I think Saliba's 23, 24, something like that. Plus, he knows Kylian.
Gabriel. Yeah.
Yeah. So Saliba. Yeah, maybe you should check how old he is. Both of them, but
Gabriel, yeah, 27.
27, and Saliba, 23, 24. So it makes sense to have Saliba. I don't think he's the defender that everybody portrayed him as he is. But it could be the next big thing.
He's 24.
Yeah?
He's 24.
24. Okay, cool. So personally, how he sends, yeah, I see that coming because we need to Spanish the teams a bit more.
Yeah.
It depends on Militao. I'm afraid of how Militao is going to come back, but I think like Royce and Militao would work the best with Asensio being the third one. Now, if Saliba comes in, then Saliba is going to come and probably Militao is going to leave. But
depends. So best case scenario, Militao comes back with a bang, does something unbelievable, like back to his same level.
Because he's 27, right?
Militao.
Right, Militao is 27.
No, yeah. I think he's even younger.
No, I think he's 27.
Yeah. Militao. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, he's 27. So yes, same match with Gabriel. Okay. Yeah. So I think I think for me, if Militao comes back and he's performing like he was before his first injury, then he's the number one choice because he's better defender than he was the best defender in the world, basically.
Mhm.
So he will play that position, and then depending on I think Saliba will probably then match him because I think Militao he's one of those defenders who can make whoever's playing with much better, right? And he can be a leader in that back line, right? The whole team, but especially that back line. So that's what Militao can give you. I don't think Saliba does that. I don't see him as a leader like Van Dijk or Militao or Sergio Ramos. I don't see it in him, right? So you could see it, for example, like in the League Cup, Newcastle versus Liverpool, and he was just getting dominated. He was nervous and he made mistakes. You don't do that. You don't do that as a Real Madrid player. You don't do that. So he makes too many mistakes. Not too many mistakes. He makes big mistakes in big games.
Yeah,
you know,
it's games. Yeah.
Yeah. So that Madrid game, he made a mistake, which I don't know who ended up getting the chance, but we didn't score.
No, we didn't score.
We scored, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We did score from it. So he made a mistake there when Arsenal were dominating the game, and now you have your number one defender, the best defender, making this mistake. You never got that from Ramos. You never got that from Militao. You never got that from these top.
We got quite a few still. I think Ramos is doing some crazy stuff, but on the side, Ramos was doing some crazy stuff.
Ramos, man. Those are good, bro.
The best defender ever, but
my best partnership is Ramos and Pepe, man. Ramos and Pepe. I know we won more with Ramos and Varane, but Ramos and Pepe, man. Bro, because they were going up against like the best Barcelona team, in the world. You know. And they were just like they were doing what they could at the time. I couldn't understand. Like, come on, let's win. You know, you can do this. Like, get Messi, all this kind of stuff. Now looking back, I'm at the fact that they were able to go toe to toe with this team, season in after season out, and then give us the platform for now, like Decima, and then going forward, man, unbelievable, man.
Yeah. These squads, like, especially. I don't know if you remember the 2020, so 2011, 2012, yeah. This squad was insane. And we had like 2 players per position.
Okay.
That squad was insane. Like this one, and also this squad was the best one, definitely.
You said 2011, 2012, right?
Yeah, that's when we won the trophy with La Liga. We stopped in the semi-final in the Champions League in penalty against Bayern.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you have
crazy, insane.
You have Benzema and Higuain going toe to toe. You have Morata breaking through. Jose Luis there. You have Ronaldo, Kaká, Ozil, Callejon, Di Maria.
Yeah, even Granero was a good player.
Who?
Granero. Do you remember Granero? Maybe.
Granero. Oh yeah. No, I
he was a good player. Callejon was.
Yeah.
Look at the midfield.
Yeah. And then you had Aya Kadira, Lassana Diarra, Sahin, Xabi Alonso.
That squad was insane.
At the back, you had Arbeloa. And then you had, left back, you had Coentrao, Marcelo. Then Nacho, you have Carvalho.
Yeah,
Varane, Albiol. Oh, that back line, man. Yeah. Pepe, Ramos.
Yeah, this squad was insane. Who was Casillas was
Casillas. It was Casillas. Yeah.
Diego Lopez came after, right?
He came after. Yeah.
He came the season after. Yeah. I don't know, that squad like no, it was too much. We were fierce.
Man, it's a joke, man. It's a joke. Like even for example, like Benzema, Higuain, man, like that was a luxury that was just unbelievable.
Oh, that was insane and
unbelievable. And at that time, man, I was like, okay, I was wrong because I was like, if somebody has to go, Benzema, and that was a mistake, man. But But Higuain, man, Higuain was a player, bro.
Yeah,
Though it was a player, man. Ah,
it's, but the link up with the others was different because he was more.
yeah.
But that season, actually, Benzema scored more goals than Higuain.
Mm,
Uh, but that's when the problem we had after that is because the players were so good that
mm,
you could not take them out of the starting line because they earned it through the
mm,
years.
mm.
But we still had a big squad. And then after more and more, they reduced the squad and they realized no, because we have those players, we have to
Yeah.
rely on them.
Like
That's
I
what
actually,
I
also,
think 2017, 2018, I think we had a very short squad. And that's when it went wrong because we won the Champions League, but in La Liga, we lost it very early on because we put everything on the Champions League,
mm,
the third one out of the three-peat. And I think like with the our time now, with the amount of games that we have, we
mm.
can't rely on the squad of 15 players. It's impossible. You have to rely on a 22 player squad.
Yeah, true. Like you now have to have like two squads, with the games that they play.
You have to, and you have to bring like you don't have to have the similar profile. We have to have
Mm,
something different. That's why when I've heard that he's more of a Di Maria player, the new guy that's going to come in, I'm like, okay, I take that.
mm,
I still think Arda Güler needs to prove more.
mm,
I believe Endrink needs to get more opportunities.
mm,
I think he will have more opportunities. I think a guy like Camavinga will fit very well with Xabi Alonso.
mm,
Valverde needs to step up as a captain role.
mm.
He will. He will. They said it last time. I think there was like few of them. They were saying he's our next captain, so they know. Bellingham needs to understand that he's a midfielder. So that's why I'm thinking with the squad that we have, we only need to just like swap a few things here and there to
Mm.
have the whole team gel. We're greedy. Real Madrid fans are greedy because we win all the time. So we think like we need this. We don't think we need to replace the players that are leaving, which is Lucas Vasquez,
Mm.
Modric, Valero, plus couple of three of them that don't really fit the squad anymore. I think Alaba unfortunately needs to leave.
I will probably. I don't think he'll leave. I think he'll probably finish his last year, then
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
Yeah,
he probably will stay. I think Rudiger has to leave.
I don't think he'll leave now though. Like with the issues we're having, I don't think he'll leave now.
You know, Saudi Arabia are on this case. They actually want him,
Yeah.
and I think for him, he needs to, I think, or he needs to go back to where he was. So like the third defender.
Mm.
So like you have your starters, and as soon as like one of them needs to break, he comes in. But I don't want to see him as a starter anymore.
Mm.
I don't think he has that things. He doesn't have it.
He doesn't have. He doesn't take responsibility. Like he's not in his positioning is poor, and he's not in the positions that he needs to be as a defender. Right, making the interceptions, making the clearances, making the other players around him play better. Right. So I think, yeah, I think in the next maybe 2 seasons or something, there will be a lot of shifts of like players who, yeah, just need to move on. But I think it's going to take time just because, yeah, Madrid don't necessarily move quickly, right? It's harder to get players off the book. And yeah, Madrid just kind of take things quite slowly. This is like the first transfer window where they're going for like a lot of players, right? The other
Yeah.
team at the times like one big guy and then maybe two players stepping up from somewhere, right? So
I think one of the main names that I will take off the squad is Dramini because compared to any other players, he hasn't brought anything that says, and he doesn't have a season. There's no out of 3 seasons. There's no season that we said, oh, actually, he had a good season.
mm,
Oh, he played well. compared to when he signed out, I thought like, they put it in Camavinga's toes. I don't think it's a good idea, and I think I was right. Camavinga, the difference is he doesn't have a full season but he also doesn't have a full season as a starter, while Tchouaméni has. And on top of that, I have seen more things coming from Camavinga than Tchouaméni. I don't think I think whatever Tchouaméni does, Camavinga can do it even better. Technically, way above him. I think he's good in the air. Both of them are good in the air. Camavinga needs to score more goals. He can score goals. He doesn't take chances. Lately, I started seeing him like starting shooting. I'm like, yes, finally, it's time for you to do. It's time to step up, and that's when I believe Xabi Alonso is going to come in and teach him like what he needs to be taught. But also, Xabi Alonso says there's 2 players. No, he said there's 4 players he's going to focus on, and it was Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Bellingham, and Rodrygo. So now, what is he going to focus on Tchouaméni? What is he going to do with Tchouaméni? I don't see him progressing anyway, but it looks like he's going to stay, and I hope he's going to show me something different. I say that because as a French guy, most of the French people don't really rate Tchouaméni, and he's our second or third captain in the national team. We don't see anything from him. I don't know if you remember at the start of the season. So Camavinga was injured actually by Tchouaméni. Nothing done intentionally. His contact at training happens. When Camavinga came back, there was a conversation when everybody was saying, "Why is Tchouaméni on the pitch? Camavinga needs to play every single time." Everybody was saying that. Then, unfortunately, Camavinga injuries and bad performances, etc. Tchouaméni goes at the back, was booed out of the Bernabeu. That was terrible. It was bad. I actually felt bad at some point for him. But it's because he hasn't shown us anything. And I'll tell you why. Also, I don't think he's that precious. It's because he didn't even play the Champions League final. He was injured or he was suspended or something. I think he was injured. Camavinga played, and he had an amazing game. And most of the other games as well, I don't see anything from him. I don't see what he brings to the team. If you're not good technically, etc., be a monster in midfield. He's not. He's too nice.
He's too relaxed.
If he plays like a player that knows everything. I believe he's not fully focused on football. He has a podcast. I don't know if you heard of it, but he has a podcast when he brings a lot of players, etc. And one of his first podcasts, he put Koundé. I know that's his best friends and everything. I'm like, brother, the guy plays Barcelona.
That's football these days, man. They're all buddies, man. Like you wouldn't get Ramos and Piqué doing something like that.
No, man, absolutely not. And don't get me wrong, like this is the new generation. The new generation is totally different than the previous one. I get that, social media, everything is done differently. But when you do things like that, to me, on the pitch, hey, you have to be perfect. But he's not. He's not. And that's when I'm thinking, if you bring a guy like Stiller or whatever, is he going to play ahead of Tchouaméni's position? I'm okay with that. I'm totally fine. So I'll see. We'll see.
I think for that midfield position, I guess they are looking for somebody, right? So whether it's going to be somebody for that rotation or to actually come into that 11. So it's not going to be Rodri now, like with the injury and everything. One where like some fan speculation and whatnot, which I was actually excited about, was McAllister at Liverpool. Like I think he would be a good fit because he can actually be like that playmaker from deep, right? So he can play that defensive role. He actually reminds me a little bit of Alonso himself, right? That kind of player. So we'll be able to, with the long passes, with the vision, with the control, with the defending and everything. So when Alonso came in that midfield, like he really made a difference, right? There's a period in Madrid before all those big signings where Madrid's defense players just weren't good enough for Madrid, right? We had, like, for example, Gago, right? Like, he was an okay player, but he wasn't, and he had potential, but he was never like a good enough player for Real Madrid. And then when, for example, like Lassana Diarra, started coming in, right? Playing his role, getting a yellow card every game, man. I don't know how he did it. And Lassana Diarra. Then you had now Khedira, right? So we actually had like a midfield, and then now Alonso, right? We had like a midfield that could go toe to toe with these big teams, right? So I think, we'll see. It really depends on. I think this first season, like for me, I think he's going to win something. I don't necessarily, and he's going to be asked to win something. But for example, let's say if he doesn't win La Liga or Champions League or Copa del Rey, I don't think he's going to get fired. I think he has like 2 seasons with him, right? Because the main thing for me is that, like, I don't want, of course, no, I don't want. But yes, okay, if we win another Champions League and La Liga this coming season, but the play hasn't improved, the style hasn't improved, I'm like, forget it, man.
Oh no, hell no.
Forget it. You know what? I'm just gonna stop watching, and then I'll look at the highlights, because I can't do this, man. It's been too long. Where, like, how is it that Arsenal, they're not winning the Premier League, but maybe not this season, but have been playing amazing football. They have like a philosophy. How is it that Barcelona, Hansi Flick comes in one season and boom, transforms his team, right? How's that other teams have like this philosophy and the style of play where Madrid, like, they don't? And even, for example, like just before Benzema left, we did have a style of play. Our style of play was like adapt and win the game, and they adapted and they did what the players on the pitch knew exactly what they need. Ancelotti had it easy, man. He was like, hey, what am I going to tell Modric? What am I going to tell Kroos? What am I going to tell Casemiro? That's why you tell Benzema, tactic, give the ball to Benzema. Like,
that's why he forgot this season. It's like, you don't have those players anymore, so you have to bring something on the table, but he didn't. So
I think that midfielder, McAllister, he could be that midfielder for Madrid. So we'll have to see like how it develops, like what type of midfielder they need to get for that position, right? Because something just needs to kind of, like, small little things just need to shift in there, right? Nothing crazy, small little things.
Exactly.
And it could even be like, Alonso just finds how the right solution. Maybe it is keeping Rodrygo, it is Tchouaméni and Camavinga, right? But now he gets them to play in this particular style, right? I mean, look what he did at Bayer Leverkusen, second season, like going unbeatable and then dethroning Bayern Munich, man. That's not easy. So and we have better players, regardless of not the right different same kind of profiles, or maybe not the chemistry or the balance. Like, this team was fighting relegation before he came in, and then now he made them Bundesliga champions. So you tell me you can't come to a Champions League winning team, make a few shifts here and there, and then boom.
Yeah. Trust him. That's why, like, I wouldn't mind bringing Zubimendi in the team.
Yeah.
Why? Because, like, Zubimendi, if he comes in, he doesn't have to be a starter. So I think this is also the thing. We need, like, players that would accept also to be rotated players, not like players that actually want to start because we have enough players like that now.
Yeah, but there's not even that many players who can come and demand that at Madrid.
I agree. Apart from Rodri, maybe.
Rodri, Lamal, like, that's not it. Pedri.
Yeah.
Vitinha. Maybe, but
we're never gonna have it. People are talking about Vitinha. We're never gonna have it. Yeah.
Well, we're never getting a signing there for the next 50 years, man.
Forget about this.
The same thing with Hakimi, man. Like, we're not getting Hakimi. No way.
Yeah, Hakimi, honestly, like, Hakimi wants to come back. He's
not leaving. He's not leaving that place, man. He's not leaving that place.
Yeah. But he realistically, he needs to come back to Real Madrid, because He's Spanish. He's Spanish. He was born there, So
Yeah, if we could like get some players from PSG, I wouldn't mind, man. Hakimi, Mendes, Vitinha, I wouldn't mind.
yeah,
I wouldn't mind, man.
yeah, but it's yeah. Thank you, Kylian, for that.
But what is it? There's yeah. So there's also another interest as well, like about Konate. So not for this season, but for next season. What do you think?
No.
Mm.
No.
For free agent, huh?
No. First of all,
Yeah.
this team needs to start relying on French players. It's enough. We have enough of French players, and Konate is very injury prone as well.
Yeah.
He's always injured, but he's a good player. He's a very good player. I don't think his styles fits Real Madrid.
Mm.
No, I'm not having it.
Yeah,
if we take in a French defender, I'll go for Saliba.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's too much nowadays. Too many French players.
In fairness, man, I think Madrid's. I don't think we need any of these players like the Salibas and everything. Madrid have shown in the past that they are very good at spotting the right player who's not necessarily at those big clubs. When it's a big player from a big club, it's like the Mbappe's, right? It's the who else? It's the Ronaldos, right? Like these big stars that go out for those players, right? But in other cases, you have Marcelo, right? At the time, no one knew who Marcelo was. You have your Di Marias, you have your Pepes, you have your Varans, you have your these types of players. So they know how to get, and we've been very blessed with amazing center backs and amazing fullbacks for the last 20 years or something, right? So they know how to spot those players, like in Brazil, in Argentina, in Portugal, in whatever. So it might not even be like this big crazy name that we need in the back. It might be just like that next wonder kid that they're gonna spot and bring and develop, right? So say like Hausen, right? So he could be the next thing, right? So yeah, I'm interested to see how he plays, because I haven't seen him play. I just seen the highlights and hearing what people are saying about him. But yeah, let's see if he can do it for Madrid. And the thing is, they need to if he comes and he performs like Hausen, then yeah, he'll be playing in that center back like week in week out. Unless there's rotation.
10-15 years. So
yeah. So literally, there's never any time to actually there's not much time in these big clubs to develop and whatnot, right? You just really have to hit it straight from the bat. But for him, this season is the season for him to actually try to make that position his own. Because if he doesn't, then Madrid go and buy somebody next season, right? Your Saliba or whatever. Yeah. So he can actually make that central midfield his position.
And I think I got a great hope for him. I think he's going to be able to do it, but no pressure. The guy is only 19 anyway.
Yeah.
And we have, I think the one that is actually next season will be his breakout season, probably going to be Asensio's. Is either double or nothing for him next season, because he's got his issue, unfortunately. Outside of football. But as a football player, it's either he's going to confirm the second season, or they're just going to cash in on him and going to sell him on a minimum 50 millions. Yeah. So I'm happy to have Asensio in the squad. I'm keeping him.
It was a blessing this season, man. If it wasn't for him, man.
Yeah. But there's also the kid that is coming as well, because the kid is 17. Well, he's going to be 17 this year, I think. Joao Martinez.
Oh yeah.
They're counting more on him than Asensio.
Okay.
The thing is, he had his ACL, but the ACL when you're 16, 17 is much easier to come back than anyone. Fabian Ruiz, he actually had an ACL. I didn't even know about this.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and now he's worth like 150 million. So
yeah, that's crazy, man. No, that's absolutely crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. And that's why I said Rodrygo, like anybody that says to me like below 100, like are you crazy? Like, what is wrong?
Yeah, no, true. Is that a flight?
No, that's I think they
Okay, doing like some work in the next
drill.
apartment.
Yeah.
All right, so then let's finish it off with what you think Alonso's first season is going to be like. You know, the formation, the style of play, and yeah, are we going to win something this season? And yeah, what are your thoughts?
What I see is, and I think first of all, we need to give Ancelotti credits for everything that he's done, even though this season didn't go as good as we wanted. But when you think about everything, for a bad season compared to, if you compare like us to City, we were competing for everything. Hence why I said with Chalonzo coming in, I only expect like adjustment.
Yeah,
Make those adjustments and we were going to be fine. So I'm expecting a 4-3-3 from him. I'm expecting also a hybrid 4-4-2. And who knows? Because we currently have under contract quite a lot of centre backs. Maybe at some point he's going to play like 3-5-2 or something like that. I don't really want to see that, but why not? Why not? But again, to me, 4-3-3, like we've seen for many years, and 4-4-2 if necessary. But I'm expecting a beautiful football. If he brings that up and then there's no trophy at the end of the season, I'm happy because it's the first season. And the second season, that's when I'm gonna be okay. You need to bring me a title in.
Yeah, I think for me, I just want to enjoy and to see like what he wants to do with this team, the style of play that we're gonna have, like just seeing the nice combinations between the defense, the midfield, and the attack, and seeing how to grow from there, right? So I want to be able to identify like what is Real Madrid's style, right? Are we a counter-attacking team? Are we a pressing team? Are we a possession team? Like what are we, right? And then in terms of formation, yeah, I've always just seen Madrid as a 4-3-3 team. This is why, for example, why I think attacking midfielders don't necessarily work in the first 11 for Madrid. So for let's say like Isco and Ozil, right? So during that time, Ozil played his part and he was amazing. And we played that 4-2-3-1 with Ozil in that holding position, right? And yeah, also he wouldn't defend. He wasn't there for that, right? But we did come.
What a player!
What a player! Yeah, what a player! Absolute player, and absolutely amazing, right? For what he could do. But
I think when he left, that was one of the saddest times like that I had in Real Madrid. Like I was sad though. Di Maria was different because
I'm the opposite, man. I'm the opposite.
Yeah, but Di Maria, he wanted to leave, but Ozil didn't want to leave.
Yeah, but yeah, because we kind of knew, okay, somebody was gonna go, right? Like Ozil or Di Maria or someone was gonna go, right? And I was like, okay, if it has to be somebody, like I want Di Maria to stay, right? Because I liked Di Maria's work ethic. He was pretty much like a Valverde in a different position. Like that's how I saw him, right? And then yeah, Ozil went. I was like, okay, I wanted to keep Ozil as well. And at the time, I was like, yeah, I think Madrid. Why did Madrid do this? But then, yeah, we end up being like a better team, right? And then, because for example, we couldn't compete with Barcelona the way we were playing, right? And Ozil seemed to be a key issue with that, right? For just our style, because I do think, for example, Ozil, obviously, yeah, if there was a vacancy. At Barcelona, I think he would have done amazing. He would have been a better player at Barcelona as opposed to what he did for Madrid. Just because he's that type of like player, right? And Barcelona played that type of system. So,
Ozil, I think is 3 seasons, 80 assists. There's not many players that can do that.
Yeah, I think he was ahead of ahead of Xavi and Iniesta, and like honestly amazing. Yeah, but for how Madrid play, they don't accommodate attacking midfielders, like legit attacking midfielders, right? We're talking about Bellingham. He's not necessarily an attacking midfielder. He's a box-to-box midfielder, right?
Yeah.
If we look at Isco, amazing player. He couldn't get in the team, yes, because of Bale, but there were some points where he was actually performing better and sneaking into the team, right? But Madrid have always been 4-3-3, and then they're in the past they didn't change their system. They didn't want to change their system like officially, right? To being that to accommodate this type of player. So those types of players don't necessarily like just work at Madrid. They might work at Barcelona or Man City, right? They have that possession, and now in terms of how they press and everything, Madrid is not necessarily a pressing team. So now when you have those players, their defensive shortcomings are not highlighted as much, right? So I think with now, like with Madrid, 4-3-3 team, and then 4-2-2 if need be. But I'm also a little bit scarred with the 4-4-2 as well from this season because of just how poorly it's worked. Because I really do not want to see Bellingham defending on the left wing. I don't want to see that. Valverde can sneak over to the right. Okay, fine, when he needs to. But for our top midfielder like Bellingham to be stuck in that position, I don't think goes well. And we're seeing it a lot with some of these players that are being asked to play positions that aren't necessarily their positions, right? Like Foden and Bellingham, where they can play Camavinga. They can play these positions. They're like intelligent enough to learn these positions, but after a while, like it takes something from them. You know, they're not as lethal now, or a little bit more confused, like Foden. So, maybe it's just one season actually. So we'll see how he does next season. So
what do you see as his best position for Bellingham?
Well, when he came in, I thought he was a traditional midfielder at box to box. And then he's playing up front. I was like, okay,
what is he doing?
I thought he was a midfielder. I thought we were finally gonna get like a midfielder, a top quality, not to replace Kroos or Modric, but to bring something different and to control that midfield, right?
Yeah.
And then we didn't. And then he's like, he's playing up front. I'm like, but he's a midfielder. I thought we were getting midfielder. So I want him. You can't tell me that if we're playing a 3, you can't tell me that Bellingham, Valverde, and Camavinga fits playing in form cannot control that midfield.
They can.
You can't tell me that.
They can. No matter what people are saying, they can.
Yeah.
It's just not going to be like similar as Barcelona or PSG. But we never played that way.
Yeah, we never.
That's not even us. We never played this way. We're very good on counter-attack. We are the most lethal counter-attacking teams that are in existence in history. Literally, when you check all these all the highlights of the best counter-attack, there's five of the goals are Real Madrid.
Dude, man, we were scary, bro. We were scary.
That's how it is.
It's for seasons, man. The team is on top of us. They have a corner kick. We get the ball. Boom. It didn't matter if it was Di Maria, if it was James Rodriguez, if it was Ozil, Asensio. Like, they were quick, man.
Yeah,
quick.
It was crazy, and that's
2, 3 passes, boom, goal. Like,
yeah. It's so many teams we destroyed like that, and that's why I think. And that was a thing that says one day Zidane, he said like, oh yeah, why are you not playing like Barcelona or anything? He said, I think it was him or somebody else that said, oh no, they were talking about Xabi Alonso. Yeah. They said what Xavi and Iniesta does in like 20 something passes, Xabi Alonso does it in 1 pass.
Yeah. It was probably Mourinho.
There was something that I don't remember. That's how the way we play. We are very quick at playing. We dominating in session, but when it comes to the
because maybe there was a time when Guardiola was there. I was like, why can't we play like Barcelona? But then after everything this team has done, everything they've won, I'm like, no, this is our playing style. We're counterattacking. We're effective on the ball. We don't need to do like a million passes to board the team like Man City do, right? Like Man City, for all they've accomplished, man, are boring to watch.
So boring.
So boring. Like very different from like that Barcelona team. That Barcelona team were effective. Like there's so many different tools in their toolkit. It passes and everything. Like Messi, you try to stop him, he finds that pass, boom. Pedro, boom, finds that pass. Xavi, like they were so those little chips over the defense. Oh my days, man.
I still like. I wasn't like a fan of watching Barcelona because first of all they were destroying us most of the time. but even now watching them playing, I was like, it's boring. But when you used to watch Real Madrid playing, you're like, oh wow, this is crazy.
That's like Madrid and Liverpool, right? I think they're a similar style. Like like when Klopp was there, right? And that's kind of like Madrid style. That's why, for example, with Haaland, okay, once again scoring crazy amounts of goals in the Premier League and everything, but I really think that we would see the Haaland of Dortmund if he was playing at Madrid or Liverpool. Like I think those, or even Bayern Munich, like those are his teams, and that's where you get the best out of Haaland, right? So we are just effective, like quick, efficient, like teams like that. We don't need to pass the ball like 20 times when you can do it in one.
I don't need that. Like give me a football when it's adrenaline, like
when it's quick, man. I want to see quick passes. Like, man, okay, where'd that come from? How do you do that? Like, oh wow, that's absolutely amazing, man.
Exactly.
I want to see something to inspire me, not to bore me, man.
Honestly, that's why I believe like those type of passes. Actually, Valverde can do them. He can. He can do them. It's just like we don't allow him to do it. Actually, Valverde can do anything. He can
do anything on a football pitch.
He can
anything.
Yeah.
Like he is there's quite a few like unique players, and Valverde is one of them, man. For example, like when he retires, like he's gonna be a legend of this club, right? He's gonna be a massive loss as well, right? So your Kroos, your Modric, like they're all special types of players, and you can't replace them. Valverde is going to be that type of player. Like, okay, as much as I love Vinny, maybe you can replace him, right? Okay, he's replaceable. Mbappe, replaceable. Rodrygo, replaceable. Out of our team right now, I think Valverde, man. I think he's the one. He's the type of player you won't find a player like that.
He's the first one on the team sheet, no matter what. He's the first. Like he's playing. No matter where you want to play, he's playing. He has to play. That's why the guy had to burn out.
I think he was pretty much injured, man, towards the last season of the game. Man, these players were tired, man. Like I was against Barcelona in the Copa del Rey, right? In the extra time. Man, Vinny.
I've never seen the match like that. We would
never. Like they were all out of it. I've never seen players that tired on a football pitch before.
Yeah.
I know it's extra time, but it's just like 30 minutes extra. But they were exhausted, man.
Yeah, there was a time when back then Cristiano, he wanted to play every single game. Zidane had to tell him, bro, you can't play every game. You need to rest. You need to rest. Ancelotti didn't do that, and I believe this is why Benzema missed the World Cup. Remember back then he was playing week out. There was 4-0 up, 75 minutes. He was still playing. Now when he's gonna rest, the guy is 34. And at the end of the day, the guy missed the final. I knew it. How do you have a player that actually didn't do the whole preseason? That season, he didn't do the preseason. Not because of they said he need rest. I've never seen that. When you're professional, I've never seen that. And this is exactly what happened because the guy was exhausted. Yeah, so I'm expecting more turnover this season from Xabi Alonso. I think he will do it.
I think for me, like with Alonso this season. So if you think about it, we were competing in all competitions, right? Even though we've had a terrible season, players haven't performed. And you have La Liga. We were competing against Barcelona. We were 4 points behind at the end, right? Barcelona is meant to be this amazing team, that blew us out the water and everything. We didn't have a back line. We haven't had a back line for 2 seasons. And we still we played terrible, at a terrible season, but we're still 4 points behind this team. You're telling me now Alonso can come in to this team and give us 10 extra points? Because, dude, those games, it's not like we're winning convincingly. We were lucky, but we won. So you tell me now we have a top manager who's going to give us like these tactics, right? Who's going to give these players like the right instructions on what to do on the pitch. So this is why I think the number one thing for me is that we have a better playing style and we build a philosophy with Alonso. But I think in doing that, a byproduct is that we're going to be winning a lot of things this season.
Yeah. That's why I said we don't need to change much. That's why I said Rodrygo needs to stay, because we're on a right project for all of them. We're going to be fine.
Yeah,
that's why I'm going to come to you and I'm going to ask you. All right, so we need to check all the players now, and then I need to ask you who do you. I'm going to tell you the players, and they should stay or they should leave. Yeah, can you still see me? All right.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I'm going through the whole squad. Yeah.
All
right. Courtois.
Stay.
Lunin.
Stay.
All right. So Frank Gonzalez, I think, is the third goalkeeper.
I've never seen him, but I guess he might as well stay.
Yeah, his contract is until 26, so that's fine.
Yeah.
So obviously Ocean's signed, so obviously he's gonna stay. Militao.
Stay.
All right. Asensio.
Stay.
Rudiger.
For now, stay. Just because, we're not sure about housing, we're not sure about the Militao, so I think for now, stay. Yeah.
All right. So Rudiger and Alaba, their contract runs out next season.
Don't renew it. Don't give me. Let him go for free. We got him for free. Let him go for free. Don't renew it.
So Alaba, do you keep or do you?
Alaba, I think the thing is they will keep him because I don't think he wants to. He wants to leave, but I also don't think he's gonna do anything this season because since coming back from the injury, he's been getting injured and he's injured now. So I don't think he's gonna have a good season. So really, it's either like going to Saudi or something, cash in or retire because I don't think the way he's come back, there's any hope for the new season. But I think he will stay though.
I think there's a role for him as
a captain. Yeah, definitely.
As a captain, but also not as a captain. He can't be captain because he was
just like in terms of the dressing room.
I think there's a role for him as a leader, as a centre back whenever it is, and also as a backup left back whenever Mendy is injured. If we offload Garcia.
Do you not think he'll be vulnerable though now? Because he's not as fast and he's not as confident anymore. So that left position might be a little more vulnerable for him.
Against Arsenal, I don't think he had a bad game. Also, he cost us 2 goals, but he did have.
I think the first one he played good. The second game, I think, the second game he played, right? Or was it Mendy?
Both of them he played left back.
Yeah, second game, I think eventually Saka did get the better of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think for now, staying. Yeah.
Okay. Mendy. Oh, I know. Sorry. Valero.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's still contracted until the end.
No, it should be finished this June, right? End of June, it should be finished.
I personally, I would have. Obviously, I wouldn't sign him, but I will still bring him into the World Cup. He's not going to the World Cup. They terminated his contract before that. I would say, like, for who he is, I would still bring him to the World Cup just to say, hey, come, just enjoy it, you know?
Yeah.
But he's obviously leaving.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mendy.
I think he should go. just because he's injury prone. So if you can cash in 25, 30 million or something, I think go for it, because now you'll have Carreras and Frank Garcia as the backup.
I don't think we can get 20 over than 25 for me. I don't think we can get 20 because I've just seen his contract was supposed to run out in 26 this summer actually, but now his contract actually runs out in 28. So
he signed a new contract, right?
Yeah, but like, they didn't announce it. They didn't. Usually they make something. Oh yeah, he signed a new contract. He poses with it. They didn't do it with him, and it's very weird. But
okay,
he's actually has a contract until 28. So his valued on the market is 18 million.
Yeah. So I think he's how old is he? Is he 29, 30?
He is now 29. Yeah.
Yeah. Also as well, like injury prone. So yeah, like I don't think he can be at that level. Like the last 2 seasons, it's like 25, 30 appearances from available for Madrid.
You know what? Next to his name, there is the sign of injury.
Yeah. Look at that whole team, man. There's like 10 players right now injured.
Yeah. There's a lot of red, you know. There's even red cards. I'm like, yo, the season is over, guys. Come on.
It does.
Yeah. All right. Good. So he's leaving, yeah, for you.
Yeah. He would go, yeah.
All right. So Fran Garcia.
Stay.
Okay. You're probably one of the rare ones that wants him to stay.
No, because I'm also just being realistic. Like, yeah, Madrid can't get rid of everybody in one summer. So at least they're bringing a left back, and then now, okay, you have Fran Garcia. He's not. Mendy's better, but Fran Garcia is always available. So I'd rather have somebody who's always available as opposed to somebody who's available like 20, 30 games in a season, right? So we need players who can play.
Right, makes sense. Next one. Okay, so we have Trent that just signed, obviously. Carvajal.
Oh, stay.
He has one contract. So he extended his contract until 26. As soon as he got injured, they extended his contract.
Okay, nice.
Which is good. So Lucas Vasquez, obviously, he's leaving.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, now with Carvajal, it'll be like a season basis, right? Like what they normally do.
Yeah.
So I think that's fine.
Next one is that's my target, Dramini.
So you would, I would. Yeah, he's gonna stay. So he'd stay. Like for this season, would you have him go this season?
Yeah.
And then what?
Well, whoever you bring in can play in that position. So if he leaves now, you can get between 8. So his price tag, he says 80 million. So you can get like maybe between 80 to 100 million for him, and he cost us that price. So you rather do it now.
Yeah. Okay.
You do it now, and then you bring your Rodri in.
With the injury and everything, you don't know how he's going to recover.
Well, you said that best player in the world.
Yeah, but I don't want any more people with ACL injuries, man. We already got a few, so yeah. I think he will stay just because he can cover in the center back as well. So,
but if it's me, he's gone.
Yeah,
he's gone, and I'm giving that role to Camavinga. I said, yeah, now is your time. But yeah, if not, bring in a guy. Maybe they're talking about Stiller. I'll bring in I'll play it deeper. I don't know if he can play this position, but I'm playing deeper.
There was there was some rumors, fan speculation. Kimmich, what would you have thought about him?
Yeah, but he signed a new contract. So
yeah, he signed a new contract now. But what do you think?
Yeah, I'll take Kimmich.
You could have done a job for Madrid.
Oh yeah, I'll take Kimmich. I'll take Kimmich over Tchouaméni, 100%.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Next one is what? He's injured as well? Nah.
Well, Camavinga, yeah, he's injured.
No, Valverde is injured.
Valverde's injured. Yeah.
How is
I
he
think,
injured?
I think Valverde's been playing with an injury for the last maybe 2 months, man. He hasn't been like 100%. And I think you could see that as well.
Yeah, he's injured.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, Valverde.
I'll stay.
Yeah, okay.
Stay and have him play as a box-to-box midfielder, man.
All right. Next one, Camavinga.
Stay.
Stay. So as a starter or on the bench?
I think it's a starter. I think 4-3-3, Bellingham, Camavinga, and Valverde in that midfield. I don't see why they cannot be the best midfield in the world. Yeah, Barcelona's midfield. They can go toe to toe, different calibers, different styles.
Yeah.
PSG midfield, yeah, they can go toe to toe. So I don't know. Yeah, Liverpool, Man City, yeah. I think I don't see why they cannot be the best midfield in the world.
And let me tell you about the age of this midfield. So the three of them would have been Valverde 26, Camavinga 22, and Bellingham 21. Oh,
yeah. No, I think yeah, like the pressure. I don't think we need to put any pressure on Camavinga because I think he's done well since he's been here. Besides this season,
just needs to step up. That's the only thing he needs to do.
But also, yeah, he's young. He's 22, man. You know, so like you said, yeah. So, like I mean, yeah. If you think about Modric and Kroos, they came when they were like 25 or something, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So I give him time. I think there's definitely a player there. He's shown us so many times he's a player.
I agree with you.
All three of them can control a game.
Oh yeah.
All three of them.
I'm with you 100%. I think that's the plan. But well. Or eventually you keep Tchouaméni, but he has to earn his spot.
Yeah.
Next one, Ceballos, 28.
Go.
Only 28. I thought he was like 30 already. Okay.
True. It seems like he's been there for a long time, man. Go.
Out in 27, so you can get like 10 millions from him.
Yeah. So like the thing is, he has done a job for Madrid, and over the years we've had players like that, Vasquez, Nacho, who are on the team and they do a job for us. So he has done a job for us, but yeah. So if you think about Nacho was like 5th choice center back, right, until the very end. Vasquez was like what? 3rd choice right winger, right? Or winger, or then 5th or 6th choice winger, right? So that's fine. So if Ceballos is going to be like, 6th choice or something, then fine. So let's say, okay, if we have that midfield, then who's the backup? So the backup, Tchouaméni, and then we need like one more at least, like quality, who can challenge those first 3.
Yeah.
And then. Yeah, Ceballos can be there, but I would rather Ceballos go and we get somebody who young, from the academy or for another wonder kid somewhere to develop in the side,
Yeah, but that player needs to come and play a little bit deeper. So I realized I felt like he was more like box to box before, but now it felt like he drops more as a number 4, number 6 role, basically.
Ceballos.
Yeah. This season, this is how I find him better in that position. So in that case, if we offload him, we need somebody that actually can play as that position as the 3rd choice now.
Yeah. So I agree with you there. The thing is with Ceballos is like he plays that deep role. He can play it quite nicely. I still think technically he's really good, and I think vision as well, he's good, but he doesn't play enough forward balls when he can. So that's the only thing. If he was adding that more consistently to his game, then there's actually a player there, right? Because he's not necessarily like a dribbler, right? But in terms of like passing, passing side to side to the back, okay, playing that deep role, okay, he can do it, but also need you like to penetrate sometimes, get those through balls, those long balls. So he doesn't offer that. So then, for me, if he doesn't do it, then I think go, because for Madrid you have to do more than your position.
Yeah.
Ramos was like was our defender, but was also chipping in with 5-10 goals a season. So
And actually, like he could, his long ball range was like it was insane. Ramos' long ball was crazy.
dude, man, I'm telling you, this is what I'm telling you with center backs. We have just been blessed, man.
Oh,
All
yeah,
of them.
I agree with you. And
All of
next to him, we had the crazy guy or the calm guy, Varane.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
And when all of them were injured, we had Nacho.
Exactly. And Nacho, and the thing is, Nacho was a really good defender.
He was a very good defender.
Amazing
Nacho
defender.
is way better than Rodrygo.
Than Rudy. Oh, way better. Way better. So what we need actually, yeah, maybe for example, let's say with that midfield, right? Yeah, getting a center back who a central midfield who maybe can actually play a little bit more different positions, right? Who can fill in, yeah. So who has more tools to his toolkit? Because Nacho, for example, was filling in left back, center back, right back, all these positions. So yeah, I think just it's time for a change, right? Just like so I think that's why Sabellios. That's mainly the thing, like a change. For example, Man City, bad season. And then they're making some changes, right? So De Bruyne gone, not necessarily, maybe he still has some more years in playing for City, but they just need a change. You don't want to hold on to these players, right? If there's no development or no forward path for them, right? So I think some teams that do that, they hold on to players longer than they really should, So I think in terms of Sabellios, I think is and he's still 28, so you also have to think about those other players' career. Like he can go and have a good career like at another team.
I think I would keep him.
Yeah.
But that would be his last season. And if we sell him, Xabi Alonso already told him he's counting on him. But if we sell him, we need to get like 15 to 20 million. Well, I think 15 to 18 millions for him. Yeah, something like that. Next one, Modric. Obviously,
he's gone. Yeah.
Would you keep him this season?
I would have kept him. I would because okay, the first half of the season he was really poor, right? And okay, let's say the last, let's say before Benzema left, right? Yeah, he was older. People saying, 36, 37, like why is he still playing? All this kind of stuff, like ahead of Camavinga and all this kind of stuff and whatnot. But he was outperforming them. He was outrunning them, outperforming them. He was playing amazing, right? And that's why, like for example, there was a time when Ancelotti was actually involving, Valverde and your Camavingas and everything. But eventually he went back to Kroos, Casemiro, and Modric because they were performing better, right? So they beat that first wave of these kids trying to push in, right? So I think the second half of the season, I think he did okay. I think he helped us out a lot. So I think I would have kept him for one more season because he still has for example, 30 minutes in him, the whole game. But we're struggling. We need to control the game. Well, hopefully this issue won't come anymore. But and then you put Modric in, and he adds a little something, right? So I think I would have kept him for for another season.
I think it was time for him to go. I think it was time for him to go, not because he can't perform anymore. It's just some players need to take responsibilities.
Yeah.
And while he's here, they will still rely on the old man out there.
The legends. He was the last one.
He was the last one, and
he was the last one, man.
And you could see
the new era, the new generation.
Well, actually, the last one now is Carvajal, but they could still hide behind him. But now you cannot. You have to perform. And if you don't perform, now it's on you. Because this year, for example, I would still say, to me, Modric should have taken more of the lead. That's what I'm saying, because he's the longest one there.
Yeah, but he's not that character.
He's not a leader. He's not that character. But he's 40.
Yeah, I know, but like if
Yeah,
you're not that character, you're not that character, you know.
and on
So
top of that, he does it with Croatia.
yeah,
So why is he not this? But I'm not blaming anything for me. I'm just saying, all right, cool. Uh, you are not that leader, but you're still a leader.
mm,
So, but apparently, from what I've heard, he gave up on everything. Him and a lot of players gave up on everything. He had enough of like
okay,
the whole situation, and
okay,
he was just playing. He was just enjoying there. So I think also that was the reason why they said probably to him, if you're not controlling the kids as well, so what's the point for you being here?
yeah,
I think that's one of the reason also, or the argument that says maybe it's time for a change. So
mm,
to me, the decision is I wouldn't mind if he would have stayed, but I think it makes sense for him to go now. Go
mm,
and enjoy your last season. You're going to AC Milan apparently. So yeah, go enjoy your last season, do your World Cup, and
mm.
retire as a legend. Now, like Modric and all them players in my heart, but yeah, it's time. It's time for a change.
Yeah, I get you. I get you.
All right, Bellingham.
Stay and play
Oh,
in the field.
so his value is 180. Okay.
Yeah, just behind Vinny, man. Vinny is 200 million,
Yeah,
and Mbappe is 170 million.
yeah. So like Vinny.
Vinny stays, and you give him new contracts, and on par, you give him the same salary as Mbappe. If not the same, then close enough. If it's gonna come down like to other factors like what is it? Yeah, how much the marketability? Yeah, how much money does Mbappe or Vinny make for Madrid, right? So potentially Mbappe is brings more money in, shirt sales, all this kind of stuff. I don't know, but if it's terms of like
That's
actually,
a fact. That's a fact.
yeah. So if it's terms of like then, but if it's terms of like football, then I think you give him the same. But yeah, close enough to Mbappe.
It's I'm not going like for salary or anything because at the end of the day, that's not my money. But in terms of marketing, like Mbappe and Bellingham are way above Vinicius,
Mm,
way above.
mm,
So I think after this season, it's not the time to ask that money, that kind of money. If he would have done it last year, I would
no, I still think he can. I still think he can because
say, but he cannot match him because we made an exception for Mbappe.
mm,
We made a big exception for Mbappe, right?
mm,
Uh, he's earning even more than Ronaldo. Ronaldo was our top earner, and Ronaldo was earned. But there was a time when Ronaldo wanted more, when
yeah,
Mbappe wanted more, and that's when Real Madrid said, "Hey, the club is above you.
yeah.
So if you're not happy with that, you can leave." And they left. Ramos regretted. He said, "Okay, I'm ready to sign the contract that you offered." They said
Mm,
it's too late. They said it's too late. So
mm,
if he doesn't want to be in this case,
mm,
I think whatever Real Madrid is offering him right now,
mm,
take it, take it, and the next season
mm,
or in 2 seasons, when because you're still gonna be 26, 27,
mm.
when you're gonna perform the way you did, then come back and say, I want the same money. I personally would have done it that way with him.
Mm.
It's his choice.
But he was asking for that money at the pretty much at the beginning of the season.
Yeah,
He's
that's true.
already done.
That's true. And maybe they said to him also, but you have to also understand the thing.
Mm.
Right now, the image of Vinicius is very bad.
Yeah, that's true.
His image is very bad. Why? Because of his not because of his season that was bad, but his attitude. His attitude is bad. I
Yeah.
will always defend Vinicius in terms of all the ratios, all the abuse he's getting.
Mm.
I will always be on his side. I'm not on his side when he goes against the referee. He's shouting at me. I remember one game this season. He came on. He literally came on. The guy pulled his shirt just a tiny bit. He went nuts. I said, bro, you just came on.
I
Why
know.
nuts like that? It's no need. So, from what I've heard, the people in the club, they're fed up of this attitude.
Yeah.
They're fed up with that. That's why I'm saying right now, for the money that they're giving you, take it back to the, because I'm pretty sure, like, let's just say they're offering, I think like Mbappe before tax is at 31 million, maybe after tax is around like 20 or something. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, it's before taxes. Yeah, he's 31 million. Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
whatever tax after tax, I don't know. Let's say they're offering him, I don't know, 28 before tax to Vinicius, while Mbappe is at 31. Take it.
Well, right now, so Mbappe is 31 million before taxes, and Vini is at 20 million before taxes.
Yeah, so probably
in between you have Alaba, who's 22 million before taxes.
All right, so probably they're gonna offer him like 20, 25 or something like that. Take it.
Okay, yeah. So 20. Okay, yeah, 25. I think could be.
Take it. It's not gonna make much difference. And in terms, Rodrygo is earning 12 million. And he's not even complaining about his money.
I know, man. I know.
So
okay, here, like it's okay. These people, they got crazy money, man. I don't think it's about the money. I think it's about like the how they feel, if they feel appreciated at your work, right? Like it's about the appreciation from the place that you work, right? So put yourself in Vinny's shoes. So if we're taking away like the money, that the high amounts that they earn, right? You're an amazing employee, employee of half a century, right? Performing week in, week out, doing what you need to do. And then now you are the best footballer in the world in your position up front. And then now this other person comes in and then they start to pay him well more than they're paying you. So you can understand why you wouldn't feel the value in that, right? Because I think, marketability, Bellingham, Vinny and Mbappe are better. They make more money from Madrid and all that. But in terms of like performance, Vinny has already proven it. Like throughout in the last, let's say, really like the last 3-4 years, he's proven it, and he's won his Champions League and La Ligas. So you have done everything in a white T-shirt to earn that money, right? That money that Cristiano Ronaldo was on, right? That Messi was on at Barcelona. So now you have somebody who comes in who the last few years hasn't been at the same level, hasn't been in the debate for like Ballon d'Or, and now he's earning the most money at this club when, besides winning the World Cup like 5-6 years ago, hasn't done anything. So now you can kind of see how, he needs to be close enough to Mbappe, just for him, just for you as an employee to feel valued by your company, right? Because he's a big player. So I think he's the best player. Just a bad season this season. So I think, but also, I think just 25 million. I think close enough, But I think. I think, at the same point, no player is bigger than the club. And that's one of the reasons why Madrid have been able to be successful all these seasons, right? Because you had like the thing with Ronaldo and Messi, right? Every season, more money. It got to a point where Madrid like, no, get out of here, right? Messi, they kept on giving,
Same thing for Messi.
Yeah, Messi, they kept on giving him money, and then what? Barcelona almost bankrupt. So you have let's say in the Premier League, like Manchester United, paying this outrageous transfer fees for these players who aren't worth that price, who are paying these outrageous salaries for players for players who don't deserve it, right? And then now look at the mess that they're in, right? Financial bankruptcy. The only thing, or not bankruptcy, but financial strain and everything. At least they make a lot of money and have made a lot of money over the years, but they've spent crazy amounts of money, almost getting the club right into these terrible situations, what they're in now. So the club is number one. So I think Madrid here. I trust Madrid. There's no reason. There's no reason. They know what Vinny is worth, and they will give him exactly what he's worth. So, and then if they don't believe he is worth that, and they can find a replacement somewhere else, then they'll do that, and I'll trust them. Because for me, I thought, obviously I was young as well. I thought there was no life after Ronaldo, but then he left, and we were better.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, so not better, but other players stepped up, right?
This club has been here for way longer than them.
Yeah.
So it's not going to change. So even he's not happy with that, then he can leave. I don't think he's going to leave. I don't think he wants to leave.
Where's he going to go, man?
Trust me, just Chelsea or City or whoever, they will take. But
him, I can't see him.
My point with that is they're happy where they are. It just needs a little bit of adjustments here and there, and they're going to be over happy, you know. Now, Vinny, I think like with the season that he has, he can ask for more money, but not in the same level as Mbappe. Mbappe, no matter what we're saying, and I'm the first one that says like, I don't think he had a good season. He had a good second season, part of the season. Second part of the season.
Scoring goals as well. Scoring important goals.
Yeah, he had goals, but we were still losing anyway. You can score you score a hat trick against Barcelona, we're still losing. So to me, anyway. So yeah, take that money. Mbappe and Jude are they're bringing more money to the club. Their face brings more. It is what it is, you know. Benzema never crying for the money. He was doing more than everybody else, but he wasn't not the best world player paid. He was, even when he left, he didn't have the best contract. Alaba was the most one. So to me, it's not Vinny that should say like, oh, this and that. Yeah, okay, cool, but your attitude it's not the right one.
Yeah, no, it needs to change, man.
The club is not happy with Vinicius, not for his for his season overall, but for his attitude. And they're getting fed up of it.
Yeah.
I think he needs to be careful with that.
Yeah.
Next one. Again, we're going back to this guy. And I'm going to tell you something about him, by the way. Rodrygo.
Yeah.
So he's worth 100 million. Keep on sell.
Sell.
All right. So there's one thing that most of the people are forgetting about it. It's Florentino Perez loves Rodrygo. He loves Rodrygo more than he loves Vinicius. When there was I think there was an interview when Mbappe didn't sign, and he was talking about his players, and he said Rodrygo is going to have a Ballon d'Or at Real Madrid.
Okay.
The fact that he told, you have to play the free up top to Ancelotti is for a reason. It's because Ancelotti he loves he loves these type of players, the quiet players, the one that does everything for the club, the one that loves the club. He loves it. That's why he loves Benzema. He's a big fan of Benzema, you know. And to me, for that reason, he's gonna have another chance, and I don't think it's another chance. I think he really wants to keep Rodrygo, but he will not retain him if Rodrygo wants to leave. And Rodrygo never said that he wants to leave. Hence why I say he's gonna stay. But you selling him? I'm keeping him.
I would sell him. Arsenal come in with a real offer, 100 million plus. But also as well, I don't think if he was hypothetically gonna go, I would much rather see him at Liverpool or City, because I think he can fit into one of those styles a lot better. Going to Arsenal, I think it's just difference.
We have to be honest. Arsenal is a good club. Yeah, they have this. And
Yeah.
Even with that, even if they bring Rodrygo and a striker, I don't think they're gonna win the title.
Yeah.
I personally don't think so.
If they could get Rodrygo and Isak, you don't think they could win the title with that?
I don't think so.
I think they can. And Zubimendi. No. I think they can.
I believe like with Arsenal, there's something. As soon as they're getting closer and closer, something crumbles.
But that's because not Arsenal this season, because even though they got to the semifinals, this was not their best season. Their best season was last season and the season after.
I think they could and should have won.
Arsenal were playing such good football, and I don't know what happened in the last season or season and a half, whatever, right? But they were playing amazing football, and that's when Madrid there was talks about Arteta going to Madrid, right? And I think if they get a Rodrygo, they get a top striker, and there's not that many around, so Isak, and then now you have Zubimendi coming into midfield with Rice and Odegaard. And their defense is solid. There's no reason why they can't. And now, not only that, but you're getting Rodrygo, Champions League winner, because that's what they need, right? So it would just be Rodrygo. So in terms of like, you're getting a proven Champions League football player, top player who's won everything, to come into your dressing room and to influence the players around, right? Because that's the most challenging thing when you haven't won anything, not anything, but you haven't won the Premier League or the Champions League. And then now you need to build that belief. You build that belief by going and getting those players. Like that's what Madrid did. They went and got Ronaldo. You already had a Champions League. They went to get Alonso. You already had a Champions League. Kaká already had a Champions League. And then they built these Champions League competing team. But man, you can't be like trying to be all like cute in the market, getting your little Sesko here, your little this and that there. Do you want to compete at a high level? That's what Liverpool did. That's what Man City did. You go and get the best players out there to come into your team. Like that's what you do if you want to win things. So I think Rodrygo, Isco next year. They keep Saliba from the clutches of Real Madrid and Zubimendi, and then I think there's no reason why they can't win the Premier League.
So to me, they don't have the farm to get that amount of players. So they can get Zubimendi for 60 million. So that means, let's say they get in Rodrygo for 100 million. They don't have 160.
Like for me, they don't need Zubimendi. I know their squad is not that deep, but they still got second. I don't know. Yeah, quite a few points away from Liverpool. But they need to. I think they need to take the approach in Madrid. You get 1 star a season. That's how you're going to do it. It's a risk spending all that money, but dude, look at Liverpool, man. Liverpool just won the Premier League, dominated. They go and get first. That's what a top team does. That's a team that wants to go even better next season. Yeah. Like Pep Guardiola at City, they were winning, getting better players in. So
they need the money. They need, because I think the stadium is way too pricey for them.
Yeah,
and that's why like the tickets are so expensive out there.
Hey, it can be done. I mean, Spurs won the Europa, so it can be done.
Yeah, it's true. But I don't think they have the money for this. So me personally, again, like I said to you earlier, it's 150 minimum. And because City is also in the race,
man, I think Man, I think Rodrygo would do well at City. If he was leaving Madrid, I think City, Liverpool, he would.
And
Man, you will
we're gonna
see
regret.
amazing football there.
Sure, we're gonna regret. Look at Jemaya. Jemaya, we didn't regret when he went to United, but when we watched him at PSG, the way.
I regretted it when he left. Even when he went Manchester, I
Yeah.
regret it.
So I don't want to be because Jemaya was a bit older when he left, right?
No, man, he was still young.
He was still young as well.
He was still young.
Yeah. That's
Like, it
fair.
was literally like the thing is with Di Maria, I think he could have stayed because I think he was okay. He would have been okay with kind of like a rotational position play, like Isco or your James and your Rodriguez. So I think he could have played that role. And that when we won La Decima, he was man of the match, Champions League final, and he helped us big time. He changed his position completely from right midfield, right winger, to central midfield.
I was happy with that.
Dude, and I was like, this guy's a player, man. This guy's a player. So I think
that. So
man,
imagine if we do something similar with Rodrygo, and hence why I'm saying to you, we need to keep those players. So 150 minimum, we don't sell it. There you go.
yeah.
All right, next one, Arda Güler.
You keep him just because he's young. I think there's something there. I don't. I haven't. There's been some sparks, but you keep him. The potential is there. We bought him for a reason, so give him a chance. I don't like Madrid. That's the thing, right? I feel like Madrid do give players chances when they come here, right? As opposed to other clubs. Like what Chelsea are doing is ridiculous, man. Like I don't know how many wingers they need on their squad, man. Man, I don't know how they're destroying players, and this has been going on for years, man. Years. So I think we actually develop players. So I think, for example, okay, let's say even if he doesn't end up being like a Madrid player for the coming years, that's fine. But I think we can develop him. And in terms of like, if you look at, for example, this is a different case, but let's say Odegaard, right? He was being loaned out quite a lot. He came. He had a half a season with us, like half a season or something.
Yeah, he was so impatient.
Man, can you believe this guy? He was so impatient, man.
Oh my days! And I loved him. Like I think he was a great player.
Yeah,
he's been a very good addition in this squad right now. But
dude, at the time, it was what? It was Kroos, Casemiro, Modric, Valverde. And he wants to come in and play first team football every single week.
And the worst thing is like Zidane played it, and it's like, bro, I come and sit here, watch what they're doing. No, I regret it because like look at Valverde now. Like they're not even in the same level. And
do you regret him leaving? Would you have wanted him in this team?
I think he should have stayed, but hey, we don't regret players.
I think it worked out for him in Arsenal. So
for him with no trophy. So
so I think with Güler, I think maybe 2 more seasons with Güler. Yeah, because I think it's important to give these players chances because otherwise, like, what's the point, man? You get the next wonder kid and then you mess them up, and that's literally what Chelsea and some of these clubs are doing, man. They're just picking these players, they don't play them, they loan them out, man. When you look at the Chelsea squad, some of the players who've been on the squad for years,
and the contract is long.
Years,
long.
You never knew it.
Oh my days, that don't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense, man. It doesn't make any sense. So I will keep him. Yeah, I will keep him. Yeah.
Okay, cool. He's injured as well. Brahim Diaz.
Oh yeah. This season I'll keep him. This season, after his injury, he just didn't recover, unfortunately. I think he got injured in November or something like that. Since then, he hasn't recovered because he was lethal, man. Like that's what I was telling you. Like if he had stayed fit and stayed consistent, he would have been playing like in that 11 or there would have been more rotation. That's for damn sure.
I think he was one of the players. There was quite a few players that gave up because of Ancelotti's instructions, and I think he was one of them. So I believe like the players that gave up on him, I mean on Ancelotti, was, for example, Lunin. Lunin was definitely Lunin is fine anyway. He's cool.
Hendrik.
There was Camavinga, Modric. I think Rodrygo towards the end of the season, towards like February, March, I think he gave up on Ancelotti. I think Arda Güler was very close to give up on him. I think Brahim just gave up, and Hendrik was just like, well, was just So Brahim, I think he needs to stay a long time in Real Madrid.
I think,
as soon as he understands that he will never be the big player, but he needs more trust. So he also needs to be put in the rotations, and he also needs to be in a competitive position. Like, you probably not a starter, but you can compete with them. And if you play better, then you keep your position.
Yeah, I think literally what Isco was doing.
Gucci was like Gucci. Solari was the 12 man, but Gucci was like that. It was like you in competition with the others.
Yeah,
and then at some point he just won his position.
Yeah, so I think he can stay and play that role and be literally like obviously better, more quality, like Vasquez, like Nacho. He can be like what is it, Isco and all these players, right? Because he has that talent, so he can be playing for Madrid for a long time and helping us win these leagues, right? Because he's a different style of player as well. Yeah, I think he's a lot more cute on the ball and can play like in those little pockets, can find those pockets and can dribble and can find those passes, right? So I think, yeah, definitely he's a nice player to have coming off the bench and competing for that starting 11. Yeah.
There was a game, and I think the only game that we played well for 65 minutes was against Atalanta. The
first game we played, like the super
in
the Champions League. Okay, yeah.
In the Champions League, I think that was the only good game that we played. And that game, I was thinking, wow, finally we playing football. Every single players was going deep and asking the ball to either Tchouaméni that was playing at the back or Courtois. And you would see all players going like, and I remember Brahim, that game was amazing. And I think that maybe if he plays more central, he can be. So I wouldn't mind him, instead of being that attacking midfield, sometimes dropping, when we need, for example, Valverde to rest or anything, I wouldn't mind playing him at that position. And I think that would suit him very well. Not as defensively, but as a, let's say we playing against Getafe or whatever, we know we're gonna have the ball. I wouldn't mind seeing him playing there, for him to have more protagonist in the game and get more involved.
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
The thing is, like, I think he's really good, and there was times when, let's say, Bellingham is injured or Rodrygo's injured. I mean, now he was the 12th man, right? He's the person who's coming in. And I was never like, oh no, like we lost Bellingham, we lost Rodrygo, we lost Vinny or something. Because I'm like, okay, Brahim's going to come in and he can do a game, whether it's against Barcelona or whether it's against anybody. I trust that he can do a game for us, right? He can do what the team needs. So I think he's that high caliber player who can get into many top Champions League teams in the world in the first 11. But yeah, Madrid have always had like those quality players on the bench who can come and do something, right? Like I'm thinking about Morata back in the days, right? Like when we needed something, boom, coming on.
best scenario.
He could have stayed and had an amazing career at Madrid, man. But then he stayed and he went hopping to every single club in Europe, man.
This guy, honestly.
But this, man. But this. So yeah, Brahim keep.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Next one, obviously, Mr. Mbappe, Mr. Destroy the whole squad.
Yeah, well, hey, if it was up to me, I would sell him, but that's not gonna happen. 43 goals, I'll still sell him.
But, I think a lot of fans are not happy with him, and I'm one of them.
Dude,
mostly because I've just discovered that as a football player, he's not even top 50.
Dude, like I don't know him, yeah, but in terms of like just what I see on TV, right? Like I don't like him. You know, like back in the days, I like Vinny, I like Rodrygo, I like Bellingham, I like Valverde. Mbappe, I just don't like him. He's scoring all these goals for us. I'm like, yeah, great, sweet, we scored, but it's like I'm not feeling anything from you, man. You know, so
if only we had Haaland, but he's there. He's there now. So he's
Haaland. If not Haaland, Kane.
Yeah,
Kane.
It was not ideal. I think they were looking for a guy that would stay 10 years. So, but
he would have been perfect for the time.
Yeah,
he would have been. He's still going strong now. We have Lewandowski doing crazy stuff for Barcelona. At that time, 2 seasons ago, he could come in and he could have been. He was the best option to fill that gap from Benzema. And he would have been able to build that cohesiveness and make this Madrid team tick. Like you would have seen Vinny and Rodrygo go to another different level. And I think because they were strong, they were going for him. But I guess something happened in the background with Mbappe, like, okay, I'm coming. So then they stopped that. But
that's why they kept the number 9 off.
Dude, like what is it? Haaland. Man, I want Haaland to leave City just so we can see the Haaland of like Dortmund, man. I want to see. I don't care if it's for Liverpool, for Bayern Munich, man. I just want to see a lethal Haaland, man.
No, but this, do you know what, Pep, Guardiola, this guy, I don't know what's wrong with him because this is how it happened with him. He tried everything to win the Champions League. I still believe, like, with Bayern, he should have won the Champions League. And that's why I'm like, yeah, I understand his philosophy and blah, blah, but all of his teams have been easy. Everything was already done. Then he realized he can't win the Champions League because he doesn't want to play with a striker. Finally got a striker. He won this Champions League. The guy was amazing. To me, he should have got the Ballon d'Or ahead of Messi. But hey, who am I to say that? Anyway. And then, as soon as he won the Champions League, went back to his old habits, and then you could see like Haaland was just useless with City. They were not feeding him anymore. They stopped feeding him, and I was like, yeah, you see, he's done it again. That's why I'm not a fan of Guardiola, because he's very stubborn with his ideas.
Like what my nephew told me one time, like Pep coaches the flair out of players. Yeah. And man, it's so true, man. Like so many players, like for example, now Grealish, right? Like here, I was when he was at Aston Villa, Grealish. I was like, okay, who is this kid? Like, why are they always talking about him and everything? I saw him play, and I was like, yo, man, that's a player. That's a player right there. Like dribbling, you can't get the ball off this guy. Like it's either he gets fouls like crazy, like he just knows how to do what he needs to do on the football pitch. Once Grealish got the ball, he was crazy, dominant, fast, strong, intelligent, pace, vision, assists, goals, free kicks, everything. And I was like, I would have liked to see him, once again at a team like, your Liverpool's. I think he could have worked at like Chelsea and things like that. And then he goes to City. And man, like what Guardiola did to him, man, is just ridiculous, man. Like he neutered him like so much, man. Like he was a top player, man. I was even thinking for him for like Madrid. I was like, could he work at Madrid? I don't know. But and Doku, so like you have these electric players, right? And they like Vinny could not work in Guardiola's system.
Oh, hell no.
Could not work. Oh my days.
Yeah,
Could
no.
not work, man. Could not work. Rodrygo could work because Rodrygo can be versatile, right? So yeah, I think with City, man, he really just does coach the flair out of those players. And City, for all they won, man, they're just not exciting to watch because they're too slow. They're too slow on the build-up, man. They're lethal when they eventually do like their 100 passes. But man, yeah.
That's it. Well, and the last player,
Vinny.
no, Hendrik.
You keep. So whether it's you loan him out for him to develop, like he gets a full season, whether that's in La Liga, because for example, you had a few players that they loaned out. Your Valverde, right, loaned him out, had an amazing season in La Liga. Casemiro was also he was in the Castilla. He came to Madrid, then he was loaned out, I think, to Portugal or something.
Porto.
Yeah, was it Porto?
Yeah, Porto.
Yeah, Porto. So and then all they needed was like one season. Boom, they come back. Boom. So maybe if it's sending Endrick out on loan for a season to develop, and I think it would be somewhere around like La Liga or Portugal, and then him coming back. Because yeah, I told you when I saw his highlights, before he came to Madrid, I was like, dude, this is like a Vinny 2.0, stronger, faster, more technical, better shot, better everything, this and that, right? So I do see. I think he's going to be an elite striker, and I would love that to be for Madrid. And I think he just needs to get the chances. So I do think if he gets the chances, I think he can break into that first 11. If it's not the following season or the season after that, then it would just have to be like another team. But I think there is something there. He showed it in these last few the lack of opportunities had this season. He's shown that he's a player. And now what he needs to learn is just the other side of the game, because he needs to learn in terms of positioning. He needs to learn, I think his fitness needs to go up as well. He needs to learn like passing, like when to make those certain runs, right? So he's young. He's like, what is he, 18? Yeah, 18. So he's young and he has time to develop. So I think it would be nice having him at Madrid because he can learn from Alonso, like exactly what he needs to do. And there's no reason why he can't. Like, I think that's probably what frustrated him, because for how poor Madrid were this season, the fact that like he was getting 5 minutes, man, 5 minutes. Why? What's even the point? Yeah. What's even the point, man? Like, give him like 15, 20 minutes, right? And see what he can do. And in those 5 minutes, he was still doing something. So now give him more time. And then eventually, some games, okay, Mbappe, Vinny, Rodrygo, rest. Let me play this kid, right? So I know he's still raw, but he has the talent. He has a talent. And he scored, dude, how many goals he scored? He scored like, I think 10 goals this season?
I think less than that.
Let me see. How many? Let me see.
Stats. Hendrik is on 7 goals.
7 goals. He's injured as well.
Yeah, he's.
Man.
7 goals.
7 goals. Okay, how many? One assist.
So listen, 7 goals, and I think it's five in Copa del Rey.
Yeah, because that's where he was getting the minutes, man. Like, yeah, one in La Liga, one in Champions League. But look at the minutes. He's played 847 minutes. That's
crazy. That's crazy.
That's not, and he has 8 goals. So
that's what I'm saying, that we have to blame Ancelotti for that, because
dude, look at Barcelona's squad, man. Like, they're just picking players from the academy and and giving them chances. Like this guy Fermin. Like I didn't watch Barcelona fully until like this season. I wasn't watching them last season. I was like, yeah, okay, they're not performing. Like, what am I gonna watch them, right? But then this season, I got introduced like to their team, and I was like, man, the players, man, the players. Like Fermin, like I'm not sure I'm pronouncing it right, but he's a player, man. The strike on he has, like the game intelligence, like man, like so we have young players just like Barcelona has, who are on par with the players who are playing now for Barcelona, but we're not playing them.
Mhm.
So
I will tell you something about this. Same thing that you said, we need to use more players from the academy. And I think in couple games that I've seen him, I think he's better than Hendrik, Gonzalo Garcia. He played, he played less game than him for sure, but he was more effective in the game than Hendrik has been the whole season. And that's why I think like Hendrik was not ready for it.
Gonzalo Garcia, who's this guy? The guy who came up.
It was a striker that came on and he scored in the Copa del Rey, a header. He came on like quite a few times at the end of the season as well. And he's good in the air. That's what Hendrik is not. He can hold the ball. And I think he's the same, they're probably the same height or something like that. He's not that tall or anything. No, he's taller, but not that tall. I just think overall as a football player, he's better than Hendrik. I think Hendrik is not good on the ball. I think the confidence also plays a lot with it.
I think confidence. He's not lacking in any confidence. Like I don't think confidence he's lacking with that.
He also, his football IQ is not great. He still needs to adapt to European football. And that's why I think like he needs to go on loan. And if he doesn't go on loan and he stays, that means for me, we need to have what's his name? They said they want to have another striker.
The Budimir guy, right?
They said Budimir, etc. They think like what we've done with Rodrygo would work with anybody else. I don't think so. Rodrygo came at 33. And he's a Real Madrid fanboy. You know, I think he was watching one of the Champions League final. He comes from the academy anyway. It's not because we've done it once that it's going to work again. To play for Real Madrid is different. You need to understand that the little opportunities you have to seize them, and that I believe only proper Real, because Budimir is not going to play at all. He's not going to play. It's not like he's going to play. When Mbappe is going to play every single game. So take somebody from the academy, which is I believe Gonzalo Garcia, and have him as a backup striker alongside Hendrik. Now, if Hendrik goes on loan, then bring Budimir or whoever. But again, I'd rather come a Spanish guy to come in. We need more Spanish players, and in that case, bring me back Boya Mahoel or whatever. Used to be at the academy as well. So
who was this?
Boya Mayoral.
Boya. Okay, yeah.
You guys that know the league.
Hey, but Budimir scored like 17 goals in La Liga, man.
Yeah, but then he's gonna have to understand that he's not gonna play any game at all.
Players know that. No, he'll play. He'll play. Like when we just need to change something, like in the last 20 minutes or something, right? So yeah. I think it would be interesting because just a different style when we need it, right? Like a different option. So I think that's what is kind of like the issue now. Because once again, Hendrik is also quite similar to the rest of the front three. he's still a striker, but also still kind of different. It's still kind of similar. But no, I'll stand by Endrick, just like I stood by Vinny. You know, when you doubted him all those years ago.
Dying.
So,
Big time. Big time.
so there's something in that kid, and I think he just needs the right coaching, and I think with Alonso, depending on game time, he'll have the patience and everything. So yeah, whether that is sending him out on loan for like a season or two, and then seeing how he develops. But I think there definitely is a player there.
I think he needs to go on loan with a good manager that knows how to manage. Don't send him to like Fenerbahce, where what's his name, Mourinho is. Even Arda Güler,
Yeah.
if they telling me they're sending him on loan this year,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think they will, but I wouldn't be
I think
surprised.
it could help him a lot, though. Especially Guler. I think, yeah, I don't know. I think for him, it would really help just to get more game time, to get a feel of La Liga, and to develop like what kind of player is he, right? Is he going to be like a central midfielder? Is he going to be like a midfielder? Is he going to be like a on the wing? So I think that would help him a lot more to kind of figure out his game a little bit going out on loan. So, but yeah, with all the games you have to play, like we can actually really use him. So
this number 10 role is difficult. There's not many teams that plays with a number 10 role. There is a player that, to me, we were talking about it back in the day, and now he's about to sign for City. I would have seen him in Real Madrid, like Cherki.
Okay, I don't know anything about him. Yeah.
So he actually played with France against Spain. So like France was like 4-1 or 5-1 down. He came on. The game finished like 5-4. But he had an amazing game, and everybody realized who he was. He played against United in Europa League this year. He destroyed them. That's when City was like, okay, we're going to take him. So City is going to get him, and he's going to turn into an amazing player. So as a number 10 and a guy that comes from the bench and everything, I think like he would have been more effective than actually Arda Güler. I think Arda Güler he's got time to develop, but I don't see him like changing everything in Madrid. Like, oh yeah, he's going to be our number 10 and he's going to control. I don't see that. I see him like coming here and there when we need, like, for example, like, okay, just Mbappe to play up front on his own, and then, but we're not going to do that. So we'll see. Unless he drops a little bit and he plays like this Toni Kroos. Why not?
Yeah, but I don't think he has the physicality.
I don't know. I know he's got something, but yeah, maybe that Madrid is a step too high for him. For the moment, maybe. I hope he's gonna prove me wrong. But he's okay. He's all right, but he's not the guy that I'll say I see him being our number 10 in the next 5 years.
Yeah, I think the thing is they're still young, all these players. So that's the good thing. It's gonna take time for them to gel. I mean, here, if you recall, like Militao, he had a terrible like first 2 seasons, man.
Oh, wow.
Like, you're like, what is this player? Get him out of here. So who else? Casemiro was okay.
No, Casemiro was good.
Casemiro was okay when he was coming in.
Vinicius was the guy.
Vinicius.
That's example. Who else? Marcelo.
Because Marcelo, when Marcelo came in, I think he came in at the same time as Drente.
Higuain and Gago.
Yeah,
he came at the same.
Marcelo was competing with Drente, right? For that.
No, he was competing with Roberto Carlos. He came out that season 2006, 2007. So he came in the winter transfer. So the 3 of them came together: Gago, Higuain, and Marcelo.
Gago, Higuain, and Marcelo.
In together.
Okay.
Yeah, during the winter.
Okay. When did Drente come then?
He came
Was the following season?
the season after. Was it the season after or the 2 season? He came the season after. Yeah.
Yeah, because then there, like he was, I think, because when Drente came in, like he was performing well and was competing with Marcelo, but then eventually Marcelo won, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always been those interesting battles at Madrid, like who's gonna be the attacking midfielder, who's gonna be the striker, who's gonna be the left back. So you need that competition. So
We need competition. I need that. I have enough of seeing the same players every week in, week out on the pitch.
Yeah, no, true.
So obviously, like it's been 3 hours and a half. I'm gonna DJ soon.
Yeah, man, I gotta eat, man.
I'm gonna ask you a question. So, what is gonna be your starting 11 for the World Cup?
For the World Cup, so yeah, if we what's the formation? 4-3-3, 3 at the back.
Up to you. You need to take into considerations that some players are injured. They think they're gonna come back I don't think they will. So, Rudiger could come back. Alaba could come back. Militao could come back. And maybe Carvajal as well. But I believe these 4 players shouldn't play.
I agree with you, and I'll be very disappointed if they play. Alaba should not play. Rudiger should not play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all of them should not play. So then that means Hausen goes straight in.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
So him and Asensio in defense.
Mm-hmm.
Then Trent right. On the left, you have Mendy injured. Yeah, you don't play him. So we still have Fran Garcia in the books. So you play Fran Garcia.
Knowing that Carreras, Benfica is also playing the World Cup.
Yeah, I forgot about that. So Carreras. If Carreras comes in, of course. Now you play Carreras there.
From what I've heard, so in the next, I'd say 48 hours, probably by Monday or Tuesday, I believe there's going to be 2 signing.
Mm-hmm.
So Carreras is one of them, and the other one is the Argentine guy. Now, is he gonna play at the World Cup, knowing that he said he's gonna stay until the end of the season, knowing that he's 18 in August, and knowing that River Plate might be playing the World Cup?
Okay.
So you have to take this in consideration. So Carreras, I don't know. We'll see.
So then I think because the Carreras thing, I think the Club World Cup is not the issue, it's just the price, right? So whether Madrid paid 50 million euros or they can negotiate down.
How much would you
pay for him?
Yeah.
I don't really know much. I saw some highlights, but dude, he was literally, I think he went to Benfica at the start of this last season for like 5 million. And you tell me now this player like 50 million? Nah, like 1 season in Portugal. Nah, man, no, get out of here. Get out of here. Like 30 million. 30 million, man. Best.
Even 30 million is a lot.
How do you go up 45 million in 1 season in Portugal, man? I'm sorry, but no, it doesn't make any sense.
It's because he played against Yamin Yamal. He had a good game.
And has some good highlights. No. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. No.
Yeah, he's from our academy, though.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what it is, but Man United can buy him back. I don't know how much they can buy him back from.
But if they buy him back, I'm pretty sure they're going to keep him.
Yeah, buy him back and sell him. That's the thing they could do as well. So.
Yeah, I think that's what they would do.
Yeah. So really, it's all these new people. All the back line will be new then. So Hausen, Asensio, and then you have Trent and Carreras. Midfield, I'm just gonna go with the 4-3-3. But most cases probably, yeah, I have no idea what Alonso is going to do, man. Nobody knows. So Chow Many plays because he's fit. Has been fit all season, pretty much. And then Valverde's injured. Camavinga's injured because I don't want to risk any of these injured players for this competition.
Modric is still here. Modric and Lucas Vazquez are still there.
Yeah. No, I know. But yeah, I think we're done with Vasquez for now, right? So I think, yeah, Modric can definitely play. I mean, like, yeah, the teams we're going to be playing against, yeah. So Chow Many, Sabellios will be available and fit.
Hold on, let me check if he is.
No, he is, yeah.
Ceballos, where is he?
So Bellingham midfield. So yeah, I think it's Bellingham, Sabellios, and Chow Many.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the midfield. And then up front, yeah,
Rodrygo is injured.
Rodrygo, where are you seeing this? I'm on transfer market. It's not showing he's injured.
So he didn't play the last games because he was injured.
Okay. All right. Oh, then I'll have Brahim Diaz is injured, man. Dude, man, what is actually this team, man?
But you can't even have a starting lineup.
Man, no, it's a joke, man.
Oh, man, this.
That's literally been this season, man. The squad, the first 11 is picking itself because players is falling down like crazy, man.
No wonder. So now you understand why we need actually a full squad.
Montez, man. Montez. Yeah, so I think then that means Guler plays. Guler, Mbappe, and Vinny.
Is Vinny in or not? Vinny is.
So he's probably tired.
No, Vinny is fine.
What would you go for?
Yeah, probably similar as yours. The only thing would be like if Rodrygo is fit, if he's playing. If he's not fit, then Arda as a number 10.
Okay.
So yeah, same as you. Yeah, maybe who I would. Yeah, I think that probably I would not risk Valverde.
Oh no, man! I really hope they don't, man. I really hope they don't.
And I'll be honest with you. There's one player I would say if I was him, if I was Xabi Alonso, I would say you are not playing the World Cup. You get yourself, you get your shoulder surgery.
Yeah. Bellingham, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I do your surgery, man. Retire every game.
Wait, no, is it? Yeah, the plan is that he plays this World Cup and then he does a surgery.
But the surgery would apparently he's going to be up to 4 months.
Yeah,
it's not so. You want us doing it now?
Well, in Madrid, that's the thing. Yeah, he will play because Florentino really wants this trophy. So
he wants this trophy, and he's a brand, so you can't have Jude Bellingham not going there.
Dude, have you heard about the ticket prices for some of these matches? Like you're paying like somewhere between it depends on the match. If it's it could be like 15 euros for some 50 euros for some matches. Some match prices for one ticket is going up to like 200, 300. I think the most expensive one is like 700, 800, 900 dollars for this. I was like, what? For one ticket?
Americans are rich, so
for one ticket, who's paying this, man? But the thing is actually, there's I was on the Daily Mail, I think. Daily Mail. So now they're actually cutting the prices down because there's there's so many tickets still left to be sold. So yeah, man, those prices are too much, man.
Yeah.
No way, I'm not paying that crazy money
Oh,
for.
hell no.
No,
I'm
no,
not watching it. Yeah. I don't think that World Cup is important for us, but
It's a lot of money, man.
it's a lot of money. It's a
More
lot
than
of,
the Champions League, like to win it, you know. So
and I think it's gonna be our preseason as well.
yeah,
This gonna count as our preseason, but it's a bit weird because I'll be honest, if we lose straight away, I'll be happy so our players can rest. And but if we win, because this is Real Madrid, we want to win all the time, then it has to be as a preseason. But I'm just scared. Like these players never rest though.
I know. I think it is yeah, it's a competitive competition, but yeah, it does kind of feel like a little preseason, right? It's a taster of like what Alonso might do in the actual season, right? So yeah, if we go out, we go out. If we win, yeah, even if you win, for example, like yeah, okay, great. I'm not gonna be like, woo, you know, like it's like okay, like you know,
It's another trophy. Yeah.
it's just another trophy that's like for me, man. When it comes to trophies, it's Champions League, La Liga, Copa del Rey, man. Like you know, and the Copa del Rey is like a almost like a get out of jail card, you know. Like if you're not going to win the Champions League or the La Liga, you know, you get your Copa del Rey to kind of make it a trophy worth season, right? All these other competitions, man, I don't rate them, man. Like they're secondary kind of things, right? Like when you start the season, La Liga, Champions League, and then La Liga, and then you grab your Copa del Rey. So there's too many games that are coming up now, man. And
Too many. It's way too many.
man, it's just too much, man. It's too much. The players need a rest. We need a rest.
I'm tired of watching this. I'm tired, especially boring games.
I know, man. I know. It is. All right, big man.
Yeah.
All right, we did it. We did it. It's the first one.
Yeah, that was a long one. We need to do a short one, you know.
It was, man. Like I was thinking maybe like 1 hour or something, man.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
About 3 hours and 36 minutes. That's something else, man.
yeah. That's cool. Yeah. Next, I think we need to do a next one before the competition starts.
Okay, so then, well, because it starts next week on Sunday, right?
Is it next week?
Next week on Sunday, I think Madrid play on Tuesday.
Oh my days. Okay, yeah. We should do one before then.
So what? Next Saturday then?
We'll see. Because I need to check my schedule. But yeah, definitely. We'll try to do one, but a short one.
Yeah, man. Like 1 hour, man. Every topic, I'll have a timer, man. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's why.
I know that took up like an hour, man. Oh man. I know. I love Rodrygo, man. I love
Rodrygo. He's not leaving me. He's not. He's a player that loves Real Madrid. He needs to stay. We need to give him not a second chance, but we need to give him a different system.
Yeah. None that like it was a bad season, but like yeah, we've had amazing seasons over the years, right? It's a bad season. These are top players. And yeah, it's not a second chance. It's just like, yeah, you get one of those seasons, right? And yeah, whether he stays at Madrid or goes to wherever he goes, or Vinny stays at Madrid or goes wherever, they're still going to have amazing careers. Like they're still going to be playing at a high level. So that's not, that's no problem. So
it's just the difference between them and, for example, the likes of Cristiano and all that is we saw them growing. Like we saw them like they were like 17, 18.
Yeah, man.
Me, that's why like I feel a guy like Valverde, I'm so attached to Valverde more than I am attached to Modric or Kroos or Casemiro, because they were adults already. You know?
Yeah.
Casemiro was young.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw them growing. So I'm like, no. I want to see the plan. The plan was meant to be for 10 years minimum, 10 years minimum.
Yeah.
I think we are in this plan. And when I'm checking, it's a bit like Ancelotti, you know, a lot of people we were fed up of it. At the end of the day, even if I needed him to go, I will still say thank you because of everything that he brought to for the club.
Yeah, and I think Ancelotti did an amazing job, man. He brought us La Decima, helped us get off the line with that after some hard work from Mourinho, man. Like, don't forget that, So
Mourinho was a hard relationship with him because I love the way he was playing, but I just hate the way he was dealing with people.
I know, but he got us on the right track. Like he made us like Champions League competitors, right? Like those 3 seasons finishing semifinals. He got us that position, and then Ancelotti came in, did some tweaks, right? And then now that's also what I see now with Madrid. Alonso coming in, some tweaks. So I think, with the whole Rodrygo thing, if I think Alonso, can find a solution because the main thing is just balance. It's nothing against Rodrygo. Yeah. If Alonso can find a balance with that front 3, then find it because you have Hansi Flick going to Barcelona and then doing crazy stuff this season, right? Xavi was there. He was doing his thing, but now Hansi Flick came in and did this, right? So it's just more little tweaks.
For 2 players.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Yeah, so the foundation is already there. You have Arne Slot. I still think more seasons we'll see like what kind of manager he is. But he went into a team where like Klopp had already kind of built this team, right? And then now just made a few little tweaks. So that's just what what's it called? Luis Enrique. He did make some big changes when he went in, but that's all Madrid need, just small little tweaks, So I think Alonso will find that. So
100%.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's gonna be a good I feel like since like Ronaldo left, like Madrid have been kind of like in transition, and I hope that transition is now finally finished, and then boom, this is the team we dominate. We're building now the next legacy. So
exactly,
we'll see how we do. All right. See you guys. Thank you for watching the first one. The first of many on the way. The next one won't be as long. It'll be an hour or so. We'll try our best.
Man. All right then.